Imagine a hero shooter where the hero never showed. Imagine a game with a player base that just refused to grow. A 5v5 hero shooter with gameplay that's just okay, and characters that remind me of Tupperware and white bread. No, I'm not talking about Overwatch. Please stop bringing up Overwatch. This game is not Overwatch. It's actually something else. Imagine a game with a story that no one watches. A game that costs $40 that Sony totally botches. It has all my favorite characters, like Lemmy, Dawn, and Craig. At least, I think that's what their names are. I never bothered to check. Concord like the grave, your legacy is safe. As a game that no one played, and a price that no one paid. Boop-a-doop-ba, keep-a-doop-da, scoop-a-boop-ba, beep-beep-beep-beep-beep, phlegm. Concord was about as good as accidentally peeing on your own leg. Concord, we're here to lay you to rest. We know you tried your best. You copied so much cool stuff just to turn out lame in the end. I'll never forget my favorite moments, like when Hot Sauce Guy jumped. Remember when he jumped? That was really cool. A rat just ran by on my desk, and even the rat didn't want to play Concord, even though I blessed him with the chance. The $40 he could afford, but the rat just stared on in a trance. Rat, 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 rat. Concord's dead. Rat, 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 rat. Concord's dead. The Costco guys made more money than you. They were just on Jimmy Fallon too. Imagine Lennox being on Jimmy Fallon, because I literally can't. The rat on my desk is eating all my Cheerios and grapes, and also Concord is dead. Concord like the grave, your legacy is safe. As a game that no one played, and a price that no one paid. Rat-a-tat-a-beep-a-dap, boop. Skim, milk, the rat fleet, doo-da, doo-da. A guy said he really liked it, and then a bunch of rats ate his face. That's the sound he made when Concord passed away. I wish things turned out different, but either way I'm getting paid. Concord's dead, Concord's dead, and boy is my face red. When the game came out, everybody overslept. Concord's dead, Concord's dead. Holy crap, Lois, Concord's dead. When the game out, people played everything else instead.
That's right. They moved right on to a new breed of shooter. And then they left again. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Everybody feeling good? Dude, I had a straight up like losing it moment a solid 5 minutes ago. I upgraded and invested in a bunch of, not a bunch, but in one new thing specifically, a higher power UPS and like setup, which is basically an uninterrupted power supply. You can use it basically as a battery backup. So when the power goes out, your stuff can keep running at least for a little while. So I invested in some new hardware that would allow me to do that, where if the power were to go out, the stream would stay up for some period of time, like for probably, I think 2 hours, should be about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'd be able to still go with the battery stuff that I have. 15 minutes ago, all the power in this room shut off. And I was like, I swear to God, if we have the power shut off right before the state of play, I'm gonna lose it. Turns out It was actually a feature, sort of. Basically, the power supply thing I have, it kept its charge, you know, at like 80%, but it flipped to the breaker because it was trying to charge itself while running everything else. So it was trying to pull like 3,000 watts out of a 2,000 watt limit or 2 kilowatt breaker. And it just didn't work, or 20 ampere. I don't know. I'm not an electrician, shocker. And so it tripped the breaker and it kept everything running for like an hour and a half. And so I never noticed that it actually was working properly. But when I realized what had happened, I then was able to get everything working again. But I was about to crash out, dudes. I was going to lose it. But when it works, it should prevent it from happening again. I got to figure out why it didn't send me an alert. It's supposed to send me an alert when the power gets tripped. And I realized the reason it tripped in the first place was because it was on a fast charging setting where it was pulling like 1,500 watts to try and charge itself while running everything else, which is too much. So I set it to only charge with like 100 watts because it shouldn't ever really need to. And it should be problem solved now. But lesson learned. How are you guys? Maybe you need a camera in the fuse box. That's the last thing I need is another camera. Dude, I'm not even joking. I have another camera in my shopping cart on Amazon right now. It's a problem. Did you guys know how I've been filming those TikToks? Get ready for the foot reveal. Are you ready? This monster. See? It's just outside of frame. You can sort of see. Dipping it. There you go. It's a little bow. Yeah, I got that thing on a freaking monster tripod to bring it out when I need it. You know? I don't mess around. Yeah, the dogs are out. Woof. Woof. Yeah, you get one little taste of that. One little taste of that is all you get. It's all you get. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. We do have a number of things, so you might be wondering why we started the stream a bit early today. Number one, we do have the state of play, to be very, very clear. We have the state of play at 3 p.m. my time, which is approximately 2 hours from now, a little less than 2 hours from now. That is going to be like an hour long of reveals, a bunch of stuff that's going to be there. I'm excited for that. We're going to watch it, co-stream it, all of that good stuff. The other thing that's happening is that we have the aftermath of Highguard. We have IGN making me crash out. We'll talk about that. And we also have a couple of other little bitty things to touch on. But the main things we're tackling are the Crimson Desert showcase that they just dropped this morning. So they revealed the final wave of like a deep dive look at the game. And then we have the Highguard stuff, and then the showcase should be happening. Make sense? Fair? Fair? Cool. So I saw you watch the Bethesda video. Still waiting on that Brandy Boy Starfield weapon video. Are you trying to make me sad? Dude, I'm trying to get... I was like, okay, when I told you that, I was like, hey, they're gonna... I thought in like 3 days they were going to be revealing the Starfield 2.0 update, and then they just never did. So at this point, I'm like committed to the bit. Because what I told you, if I recall correctly, I was like, yeah, we'll watch the Starfield weapon video when they show the showcase for the 2.0 thing. I thought that was going to be like 3 days after I said that. I had no idea they just were going to forget about it for months, but here we are. Here we are. That's what we got. So there you go. There you go. There you go. Let me open this tab just so I have it open. Same with the state of play. We feeling like watching it in English? Probably. Probably. Just to be safe. Really, thank you. I wonder if Crimson Desert will have a new game plus. I wonder that too. I do think it's gonna have. I think they have a few things that will be in the game that they are not talking about. Because again, the CEO of the company heavily suggested and like borderline outright said that they were going to do multiplayer post-launch. And then Will was like, no. So I'm like, did they change plans, or is he just like, we're not talking about that? Shut up. So I don't know, but I do think that they have a lot more up their sleeve even still. It's gonna be fun and thoroughly entertaining. Speaking of thoroughly entertaining, one of you guys sent me this tweet. I haven't seen this, but apparently there's this game called Reloaded that has done pretty abysmally, but it's all about a cast of characters stealing artifacts, like historical artifacts, back from museums that stole them. I vaguely remember this being announced. I don't remember details, if I'm being honest. But apparently, they in trying to be not racist, they kind of ended up being racist. Let's see.
I heard you were back in town.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
At Draymond donated $20 through Super Chat. I find it ironic Bethesda dumbed down RPG mechanics to appeal to more players, and now it's shifted back in the opposite direction where players want more depth and actual RPG's mechanics, and Bethesda is just lost.
Yeah, I think it's the natural pendulum swing of the industry. It's just very normal. And it comes in tides and waves. Like, the industry for the whole PS4 generation was all about third-person adventure games with like a heavy push on open world stuff. And so depth was left behind to pursue width and breadth. Now, people are so sick of that they're like, give me depth. And that's why I think games like K-City 2 or even like, Baldur's Gate explode in popularity, even though just a few years ago they were considered super niche. Like, the idea of Baldur's Gate 3 going mainstream was crazy before it launched. But I think it showed that even like more casual gamers loved the idea of that depth. So I think that's the new meta, the new push for real. Girth, if you will. If you will. Yes, indeed. Quite. Oh my god.
At King S0 MPZ donated $10 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
Can we do Crimson Desert first?
Sure. I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. Thank you for the 10. Real quick, let me catch up on these. You hear the AI bubble is bursting, huffs copium. The thing with the AI bubble is that, just like with the dot-com bubble, there will be winners at the end of the day, and then there will be losers, and there will be a lot of the guys that are too big to die, but they will be forever changed and sort of neutered. I think Microsoft is going to get neutered pretty heavily. I think that they're going to see like a 15 to 20% like stock slap. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sipping on the Fortnite slurp juice. Damn right. Glug glug, as it were, as they say in France.
_Yokes donated $5. Luke sipping on the Fortnite slurp juice, cheeky boy.
Yeah, baby. The public has rejected AI. Well, I think it's mainly just like it comes down to people are looking at it as a product, and the product is also negatively affecting tons of other stuff that they actually care about, like electronics prices and like the ability to buy a Steam Deck or a Steam machine. Like, all of that's impossible now.
Titan Completes donated $10 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
Hey Luke, where would you buy tickets for Summer Games Fest? Me and few friends are trying to go this year. And is that electric berry blended rebel lol?
Blue raspberry, close though. And my understanding is that they put tickets up like a couple weeks or a few weeks before the event. So like they haven't even contacted like people like me. They haven't even contacted media or anything about it yet. So it's a bit early, but soon enough.
At
they should.
Torinator donated 100 Norwegian kroner through
I'll get back to
Super
the AI
Chat.
thing, don't worry.
Hey Luke, I forgot to write on my last Super Chat. What is your opinion on DRM for PC games? Capcom recently removed Denuvo for RE4 and added a worse DRM with up to 40%.
Really? I didn't know that. My opinion on DRM stuff is, I think, in line with Gabe Newell's opinion. Piracy at the end of the day tends to be a service issue, not like this idea that there's just evil gamers that like to steal things. Like typically, and what he said and what he pointed to in the interview discussing it was that piracy in, say, Russia was extremely prevalent. And he was like, well, yeah, because they don't have a valid or high quality, easy way to seamlessly buy games. So let's make it even easier to buy a game. And so they like smoothed it out and they made it easier and they tried to make it more accessible, and they saw the pirating rates plummet. Like a lot of the time, players, if they like a game, will buy it, even if it's for like the free content updates, the polishing, the bug fixing. None of that really happens, at least easily, with pirated copies that, you know, you're downloading through Tor or something. So I think DRM is certainly, it makes sense from an executive's point of view, but I think from a gamer's point of view, it's a net negative across the board. Like I think even GOG is a great example of how you can still have phenomenally successful companies that are not weighing their games down with DRM that kills performance, and that I don't even really think at the end of the day solves the problem, because after a week and a half or 2 weeks, the game gets cracked and then it's pirated anyways. And in some cases, what's crazy is the pirated copy may even run better than the heavily DRM'd version, which is crazy. Ridiculous. So my perspective is cut DRM, make the game run as well as you can. People will buy it and thank you for it. And then if you identify areas where people are pirating it, whether it's because they hate the company in question, maybe getting rid of the DRM might help boost your reputation. Or if it's a matter of like locale, if it's something where like your game is 15 times the price in Brazil than it is elsewhere, maybe tackle that, figure that out, you know, or put it 95% off in Brazil, because at least then you get some money from it, you know? There are solutions other than killing the game's performance, you know, just to feel like you're protecting it, you know? But going back to the AI thing, the people voted against AI, I think was what you were saying. It's just everybody's looking at it. They see that it's making everything else more expensive. And then they look at what AI gets you, and it's like, it can poorly summarize notifications in a way that's not helpful. It can make slop images, even some images that are really uncomfortable, like where you can have Grok just make like pictures redressing people or undressing people. Like that is very uncomfortable. I don't like that, especially when you're talking about like pictures when it's like, is that a child? It might be a child, you know? What are we doing? This is not okay. And so they see all of these net negatives, and the upside, like all of these executives that are justifying are like, well, it's because you're going to have greater efficiency as a company. And what they mean by that is that you're going to get fired because the AI will replace you. So no wonder the average person is like, screw this. Because there's no net negative, or net positive rather. They're looking at it and they just see a lot of negative and slop as a result. They don't like it. It's why there were those like insider emails coming from Microsoft executives where Satya Nadella, the CEO, was like yelling at his executive team to do something significant with AI, because he was like, until we solve, like we cure cancer with AI or something, people are going to keep calling it slop because that's all they see. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And they haven't done it yet, which is why they took a 10% dip on their stock. But I think that's going to be the tail of the tape for a while. There are uses for machine learning that are incredible and very, very beneficial. But I think most consumer-facing stuff, like the image generation, like the deep fakes, like the ChatGPT slop that just poorly summarizes everything, that stuff I think is slop, and I think that has roundly been dismissed. I think OpenAI is set to lose $16 billion this year, and it's only going to get worse next year because their expenses are skyrocketing, but their revenue isn't, and the average person greatly dislikes it. So I think the real nail in the coffin that's going to set all this in motion, though, this is not investment advice, just my opinion. Cancel me, I don't care. My opinion is Apple choosing to side with Google because they use TPUs instead of GPUs. That cuts out the need for NVIDIA's H100, H200 chips or whatever. And I think it also greatly undercuts Microsoft and OpenAI. I think once they make that the sort of standard, people will stop engaging with OpenAI. You'll see usage plummet. And I think that's when you'll see the reckoning and the adjustment. Yeah, Google, I think, is going to be one of the winners at the end of all of this. I don't think OpenAI is going to be one of the winners. I think it's probably Claude and Google. Just my opinion. Cancel me. I don't care. Just my opinion. Yeah, I use Gemini all the time.
Donated $10 through Super Chat. Hey Luke, how likely is it that we will see Epstein Island 2 reveal at the SAT of Play today?
At the SAT of Play? I don't know. I'm looking for a joke. I was like, is there one? Bobby Kotick was like buddies with him. So if Bobby Kotick came back as CEO of Activision, but then there was like 3 steps to get there. So I couldn't get there. I couldn't get there. Sorry. Sometimes, you know, you're like, there's an opportunity for a joke there and you can't find it. Can't find it. Couldn't find it. Highguard parody song coming soon. Quite possibly. I feel like we made one at one point. I don't know what happened to it. We'll have to dig around. Kyle, thank you for the 5. So I saw you watch the Bethesda video. Oh, I read that one already. Yes, we will watch that video eventually. At this point, it's kind of a meme though. 53 nights. Thank you for the 10 months. I know you already, I can't read. I know you only respond to money in your hands on preview of Crimson Desert. Was it ever on PS5? Mine was not. There was a demonstration in Europe where they did play it on PS5. And Will told us that the state of play footage from whenever that was, where it appeared, I guess it would have been in November, December, or something like that, whenever that state of play was, that footage was captured natively off of a PS5 Pro. So if you want to see what it looks like on a PS5 Pro, you can see that in that state of play. But I did not play it on PS5, but there are people who have. So there you go. GIB, thank you for the 2. I wonder if Crimson Desert will have New Game Plus. Yeah, I also wonder that. Thank you, Tori, also for the super chat. Let's see. I read that one. I read that one from Kyle. Von Groot, I hope we get some new gameplay from Lords of the Fallen 2. Are they Xbox buddies or PlayStation buddies? Which one has the marketing deal? I don't remember. Maybe it is PlayStation. We might see it. We might see it. Can we do Crimson Desert first? Yes, we will. Where would you buy tickets? We read that one. Let's see. And then Tori, thank you also again for that question about DRM. Do you think, this one is from Jay Dublin. Thank you for the 5. Luke, do you think we start seeing devs push physics and stuff like that in games instead of all the ray tracing that tanks performance and resources? I think they will start pushing that, but I don't think it's because they will stop doing ray tracing. I think ray tracing is just now the new standard for rendering techniques, as opposed to like rasterized and baked lighting and stuff. So I think that's going to be the new standard. They will just now start to focus on physics simulation and stuff. So I think that'll become the focus. More dynamism, I think. S35, thank you for the 5. I hate the fact that I still need to wait 1 month to play Crimson Desert, and it's your fault that I'm so hyped. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Yeah, like 35, 36 days. I don't know. February is weird. But yeah, like a little over a month. Elizabeth, we're almost there, guys. Thank you for the 5. Are we finally going to see Chess 2? Do you remember I told you guys about this one? They already had Chess 2, so I'm waiting for Chess 3. This is Chess 2. Anytime you try to capture a piece, it turns into a first-person shooter. It's really stupid. I think it's free on Steam, actually, if I recall correctly. We played it one time, me and my brothers. It was very stupid. It's exactly what it looks like, but yeah, there you go. There you go. Chess 2. It's the Ubisoft version. Actually, no, there's no season pass, so sorry. Okay, we got to look at this. Oh yeah, that game's kind of great. Yeah, it's a vibe. And I think it's free, if I recall correctly. Elden Jim, Crimson Desert looks so good, almost unbelievable. It's common frustration, but we'll see if they can actually pull it off. Every time I've seen it, it's real.
At S35778 donated €10 through Super Chat.
Thank you, my friend.
By the way, Crimson Desert posted on Steam minimum and recommended requirements, and they're pretty low.
Really? I didn't see that they posted requirements. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. I did not see that. Let me see if I can find it. Crimson Desert Steam. Okay, they do have specs. The minimum. Oh, see, this is the thing. We don't know what resolution they're targeting. This is kind of too vague to work with. The minimum is a 1060. I mean, if they actually have this running on a 1060, like, yeah, it's got to be 1080p, but like, I guess 1080p low. Okay. But the 1060 can't do any upscaling stuff, right? I don't think it can do any DLSS. Maybe it can. So if that's just running natively at 1080p on low, okay. And then 2080 for recommended. I'm guessing maybe this is more like 1440p, or maybe this is still 1080p, but maybe like medium settings or high settings. I don't know. I need to see the performance video. I need to see what that is. That's not really enough to work with. But if they actually got it running so it doesn't just crash and implode on a 1060. Wow. Let's see. Fab5 Freddy says that's 1080p 60.
Atomatics donated $10 through Super Chat. I think Gemini will win out as well. I'm so confident in it that I moved 150K out of Nvidia and into AAPL and Goog.
Goog for life. Yeah, I think everybody agrees. It doesn't make sense that the world's competing companies will allow one company to dictate all hardware for what is allegedly like a paradigm shifting technology. I don't think that's how the market works. I think Apple knows that too. So Apple's like, oh, Microsoft's doubling down over here. Well, we'll double down over here. Level it out. I just think it makes more sense. And especially also OpenAI, a lot of their stats, and this is like the really kind of sneaky thing that they do, a lot of their stats are on overall usage. So they point to it and they like, look, we have 2 billion active users of OpenAI tech. What they're counting in that is like every time your iPhone tries to summarize a text message, or every time it tries to do this or that you don't really like or care about, you're not willingly using it. It's just forcing it on you, which sort of artificially inflates the user metrics. But I think the moment that Apple pivots fully towards Google, I think usage plummets, and they're already starting to lose money. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay, you ready? You ready? Let's do it. Luke, we know you were sponsored by Big T-Shirt. You should take off your T-shirt as it is product placement. Oh yeah, do you see that? The thing that guy was saying? There's a bit of a crazy person who was, I won't go into it. It was pretty stupid, but yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, let's do it. The one thing I'm more excited for than games from New Game Plus is when the articles about why showcasing indie games is better than AAA is actually bad. Then the games are showcasing. Oh, I'm tracking what you're saying. There were articles saying that focusing too much on indie games hurt AAA, which was actually bad for the health of the industry. Yeah, that's a DSB level take. Anyway, let's do this. Because I'm like, beef, it is one direction, my friend. It's like actually like, bro, get help. Okay, news segment. The time has come, ladies and gentlemen. The final Crimson Desert Features overview video. Number 3, Life in Pywell is here. It is here. They also, just to get this out of the way up front, they did just, as I was alerted to in on YouTube chat from S35778, they did post some required like system specs for this, and they say that it's going to be 135 gigs to install. It's going to use DX12, but they're saying minimum is 16 gigs of RAM, and it runs on a 1060 or 6500 XT. If they're actually running it even at like 1080p low, that's pretty impressive. Like that's I'm color me surprised. I did not expect the minimum to be there. And then recommended being a 2080 and a 6700 XT. I mean, okay, I'm paying attention. I'm hoping that they really pull through on this, you know? Seems like they're really pouring a lot into optimization. Let's see it. But let's see what they've actually got. Okay, you ready? Let's see.
Welcome to the last Crimson Desert Features overview video. Pywell isn't just a continent of battles and exploration. It's a world where many of the smaller moments also shape your journey and make up your day-to-day life. In our final video of this feature series, we'll be taking a broader look at life in Pywell.
The Greymane Camp. Okay, to be clear, I've not watched this yet because it dropped this morning and I knew I was going to stream this. So I was like, I won't watch it. Are they straight up going to do like a settlement system? Is that what they're doing?
Your journey will be anchored by the Greymane Camp.
Like a Red Dead
a
settlement?
stretch of land in Hernan that serves as the faction's new base after Payloon is lost to the Black Bears.
Grab 'em! Sign them all!
Its beginnings may be humble, but over time, you'll be able to expand the camp with funds and resources that you acquire on your travels.
Hold on, what was that? Hold up.
Camp with
So,
funds and resources.
do you see what I'm seeing? Do they seriously have an in-game economy in the trading center where they track weekly price changes and movements? What? A crate containing a gun packed to meet the standard required for trading. Whether the item is currently being traded at the trading post can be checked on the map. So you can check what's available there before you travel all the way there. Okay. And then they have individual purchase price statuses with price increases
That you acquire on your travels. With these upgrades, the camp will become more than just a place to rest.
They just did like the whole base building. You can build your own house. Like, okay, we've been saying for months, like, dude, every time we see it again, there's new systems. And like it kind of became a meme, like a haha, yeah, they do. But like, dude, that's literally what this is.
Here, you can prepare for the journeys ahead. Prepare meals at camp that will keep up your health,
It's about time you got hungry.
or purchase provisions from the camp vendor.
Dude, I love in-game food. I love it. It's such a vibe. Okay, so they have actual cooked meals, and then they have like the raw meat if you want to cook it yourself. Okay.
You can also go a step further and produce the resources needed for cooking and crafting yourself.
I feel like we have to go slow. Bro, they have farming, they have straight up livestock, they have base building now, settlement management.
Atomatics donated $10 through Super Chat. It looks like they're borrowing a lot of tech from BDO. This trading and market system with price tracking already exists within BDO.
Yeah, I think so. And this is what I keep bringing up. Thank you for the 10. This is what I keep bringing up to people is like, this game was being built for years as an MMO. It was revealed in 2019. Presumably they worked on it a while before that point even. So any systems that they built up for use when it was an MMO, if it works in a single player context, why not bring it over? So like the settlement stuff, which I could totally see being something inspired from like MMOs, that's something that they probably started working on back then. They're like, yeah, let's bring it over. Why not? You know, we already did all that work. It's the same thing with like the multiple playable characters in combat. I'm sure those were different classes you could choose when it was a MMO. And so it's just this kind of bizarre game where it was built with the scale of an MMO originally. All the foundational work was built like that. But then it's a single player game, which is why it's like kind of just, we don't see this kind of thing ever.
By working the camp's ranch and farm. A helpful option when resources are in short supply.
Dude, I hope there are challenge runs where it's like, hey, can you beat the game while carrying a pig on your back? Or like, how quickly do you beat this boss while moving the pig around the battle arena? You know there's going to be crazy people who do that. Like me.
So this is all now, eh?
The camp is also the foothold for rebuilding the Greymane faction, and building it is the starting point in the journey to reclaiming the Greymane's lost homeland of Paleum. The comrades you reunite with along your journey will come here to regroup, while others will hear news of the camp and arrive of their own accord.
Dude, makes sense. Makes sense.
At Musikius 781 donated 11 euros and 99 cents through Super Chat.
Thank you.
How the F am I supposed to explore an entire game like this and have a 40 HA week job? My students will get some half-assed teaching for months after March.
You know, but that probably works out and levels out because they're also going to be distracted with this. And so it's going to equalize. Like if you only have 50% brain power to devote to the classes, they only have 50% brain power to devote to the homework. So it levels out, frankly. Honestly, I think everybody wins.
These Greymanes can take on...
Hey, shout out. Luke's Unite. Hell yeah. Also, shout out to Ronalds and Marius. If we have any Ronalds or Mariuses in chat. So this is a free sword. And they have stats like health, attack, defense, attack speed, movement speed, crit, hit chance, individual skills, and then they have levels associated with each of them. Okay. And then hired free swords 5. So you've previously hired 5. Okay.
Several roles. They can be dispatched to locations across Pywell where missions can be found.
Okay. Total reward 1K. Conversion skills, free sword. It takes 2 days, 6 hours, requires 4 to 6 free swords. And it's literally, you send them here to build a statue for you. And then you get paid with this, and you have to pay out, looks like stone, wood, grain, and then, I'm not sure, maybe that's just copper, in order to build that out. Okay, and then this is labeled Stronghold Summary, Faction Summary, and Mission List. So individual, like your faction has individual missions like this to build out the stronghold. Okay. Okay, and then this is Contribution Worker, Greymane Contribution. So different factions with all different workers, and then skills for particular tasks like defense and building. Okay. My brain, dude.
Having your comrades complete these missions will grant you with currency and resources such as wooden ore, and materials required for cooking and alchemy.
Dude, they do the real-time building too? I freaking love that. I know it doesn't really matter, but I love worlds that change over time. Not just like, oh, it's covered in wood and now it's done, but like...
wooden ore and materials required for cooking
it starts
and alchemy.
rough-hewn and then slowly gets better.
Greymanes can also be dispatched to blockaded locations and help to whittle down enemy ranks even while you're in other parts of Pywell. Your journey will inevitably take you to the villages, towns, and cities of Pywell's various regions. Here, shops and vendors offer everything from daily provisions to a range of equipment and materials. A blacksmith can forge a new weapon to replace the one you've carried since Hernan, while a tailor ensures you're properly outfitted for the journeys ahead.
Oh, your wardrobe tells your story.
But commerce is only one part of life.
I'll do the same for you someday.
He's gifting portraits and paintings from the study collection. So you can buy and collect artwork and then put it in your house, and then you can use that to gift to individuals to improve your relationship. I'm guessing with that class, so like a class of people with like
At
class being
Dogmatic
noble.
Socrates Mammalian M1268 donated $10 through Super Chat. I don't think people want Nvidia to lose the iRace because frame generation, upscaling, ECT, are all because of I indirectly helping gaming GPU.
Yeah, well, and to be clear, when we say that like Nvidia is going to be a loser in this, I just mean they go from being like a, what are they, $5 trillion company right now? I think they dropped to like a $2 trillion company. I think they'll actually start putting effort in the gaming space again, because right now something stupid like 95% of their revenue comes from server farms and stuff. So I think that maybe it'll drop to like 65% of their revenue will go to server farms, but I think they'll just have to rebalance. So I think it'll be okay. Tyler, thank you for that 10. Dude, this is blowing my mind.
At Tyler Whitney 5335 donated $10 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
I am officially all in. I tried to hold my hype back, but this just feels generational.
Kinda. Let's take a moment, okay? Let's take a moment. All together, hold hands through the screen, deep breaths. Oh, yeah. Okay, take it in. Hype does make you stupid. It does. But this is crazy. Like, is it not? Am I taking crazy pills? Because I look at this and I'm like, what? I'm just thoroughly confused. Khalid says I farted. That's what happens when you hold your breath too long. Real quick, Ryan, thank you for the very generous 20. I'm really curious about the world scale of this game. I get the impression it's similar to Ass Creed Origins, in where that game was half of Lower Egypt. I'm trying not to get hyped to maintain level expectation, but damn. Yeah, I think it's going to be massive. I think it's going to be huge. Oh, wait, there's more, says Samir on Twitch. Yeah, that's the thing, is that we're only 3 minutes 45 into this. We're not even halfway through yet. But this is what I'm saying. So it's important to maintain level-headed expectations. There are a lot of things being demonstrated and not just claimed, but like shown here, okay? And my typical approach is to always say, skepticism is maintaining a neutral position, not being convinced of something until there is sufficient evidence to believe that something, that claim. And in this case, like, they are showing us an absolutely insane amount of depth and complexity to this game. Now, I with any type of game, typically when there's this much complexity, they struggle to like run well. So that's why everybody's bringing up optimization. They struggle to come out without being monetized out the ever loving ass, which is why there's some games with a lot of like complexity, like AC Odyssey has even like faction-based wars. It has a war system. If you haven't played that game, you may not know that, but like it has a war system based on like whether you're helping the Spartans or whether you're helping the is it Athenians? Whoever. It's crazy. Very complicated, lots of moving parts, but they balance it out and justify that expense of building that out by selling you XP boosters and all this other crap. And we haven't seen anything like that with this. It just seems like a crazy game that was built originally as an MMO, so it has that level of complexity and depth, but then it converted into a single player game. And so what you're left with is a game that there really is no comparison to, which is why I think it's important that you brought up this feels like generational, because it
At
kind
Bloody
of
Anvil
does.
Donated $10 through Super Chat.
It's just different.
Crimson Desert. Please be good. Please be good. Please, please be good.
Dude, for real. I think we all are where you're at, Bloody Anvil. I think we're all where you're at. Just praying. Yeah. Dear Will Powers, hallowed be thy name. Thy promises be vast and expansive. Please don't overhype, but let this game be great. I feel you. It's crazy. Luke, I have a confession. In a moment of weakness, I pre-ordered the game. I mean, it is just crazy. It's absolutely outrageous. And you know what I'm wondering? The game comes out a month from now. Games don't typically stop marketing a month beforehand. And this is the last feature overview they have, apparently. So, like, what else are they going to show us in the last month? What else do they have up their sleeve? Because, like, I'm already blown away. They've blown me. I've been blown by Crimson Desert, officially.
This is for you.
Story, I mean, they've already discussed the story. The story thing is tough because I think that there's a level to which people are like, but tell us about the story. There's only so much you can say before it just starts to get, like, spoilers nonstop, you know? So I don't blame them for being like, yeah, we don't want to just go through in extensive detail, that type of thing. And my perspective has always been that I think this is going to be much more Breath of the Wild than it is Witcher 3, right? Like, I expect that this is going to be 90% of your time is in gameplay, 10% in narrative stuff. And I'm okay with that because of how insane the gameplay stuff looks. But that's my expectation. If it ends up having a great story, then I'm down for that. But, like, clearly the gameplay is where they've put a lot of the effort, you know? That's my guess. Do you think they're going to have a public demo? Didn't we ask Will about that? What did Will say? Hold on. We're going to finish it out. I just want to see what Will said in our interview. Also, holy crap. Do we have 4,000 people on YouTube watching and then like 200 on Twitch? You guys are crazy. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Where is it? Our little interview. Where did it go? Interview. Here it is. Bro, we're almost at 100K views on that one. That's baller. Hold on, let me search. Demo. Plans for a demo. Let's ask. Okay, this is what Will said. Are there any intentions to do a demo for the game?
We'll see. I mean, that's I never want to say I never want to shut down the possibility of anything.
That's what we call a pregnant pause. That bitch was in its third trimester right there. That was a pregnant pause, bro. He's straight up crowning. Okay, that was a big pause. So I'm wondering, maybe you're right. Maybe they do have a demo. Like, maybe not. If they don't, like, okay, I can't be upset, but maybe. Demo today? No, I don't think so. I think if they were going to do a demo, it's going to be something like right before launch, just to get people to pre-order and go crazy. Yeah. It would be cool to ask Will Powers how long the game has been in development. All he would say was that it was announced in 2019. I think, to his point, the tough thing is that the game was announced in 2019, probably started in like 2018, 2017 or something. But the version of the game we see now started maybe in 2021, maybe, or 2020. You know, it started after that point. So it's kind of hard to be like, this version of the game started at this point, because I just think it's such a very unique situation where it was a bunch of these systems were probably built for it as an MMO and then got moved over to the single player component of it. It's absolutely crazy. Luke, I got 3 weeks paid time off from my office. Already booked 3 days off for this game, dude. Can't say I blame you after what I'm seeing. Okay, you guys say there's even more. Gonna need a Crimson Desert candle to battle the Todd candle if this is all this. I mean, kinda, yeah, I'm thinking so. I'm thinking so. Also, real quick, just to let you guys know, let me share this with you. If you're interested, let me share this with you. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'm scrolling. I've officially scrolled. Okay, Kino Mansky, shout out Kino Mansky, made this design. Yes, we candle. Because you guys think for some reason I drank a candle one time. I don't know why you thought I did that, but that's what's been alleged. I checked with him. He's willing to share this with everybody. And so we put it on a t-shirt so you can walk around saying, yes, we candle, officially. Plus our store has this cool like little thing where you can click on the side of the web page and it creates like interlocking webs. I've sat here for too long doing this. So if you're interested, I will share it in chats now and you can order it. I ordered mine. It'll be here in like a day. So I'm waiting for it, but that's there. If you also prefer, I lost the link. We also have a poster design for it as well, where you can order a poster if you want. That poster, I somehow lost a link for, so I will have to do that. Oh, maybe I can just brute force the... Yes, here it is. If you want the poster, I'm selling all of these with only like $1 of profit, because it's the minimum margin you can put on it. So if you're interested in these, get them, represent, and I would appreciate you. Okay. If not, whatever. Here we go.
Good health to you. My words of praise must seem shallow.
There are residents here who are in need of someone to hear their requests. Some may need protection from bandits. Others may ask you to deliver goods. Or help track down a missing person.
Found him.
These stories unfold alongside the region's larger tales, offering a glimpse into the everyday lives of those who live in Pywell.
This also seems to be one of the pillars of the questing design too. If you don't remember, one of the first previews done by IGN like a year and a half ago, a lot of people forgot about this one, but like years ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago, they did this preview where IGN described how there was like one villager who, if you approach them and receive the quest from them, they would tell you that there was this like somebody was being violent and there was a problem and there was all sorts of like red mist and smoke around them and they were worried it was like some sort of crazy monster. And so they send you off to go search for this objective somewhere off outside of town. You can also get the other like the quest from another quest giver who gives you more detail that, oh, I actually think they're goblins and they like throwing red poisonous smoke bombs at people. And so you can get like the same quest from different people, but they each give it to you from different perspectives and different like origin points from how they live. So a villager would be like, yeah, this is affecting me in this way. And they prompt you for the quest that way. Whereas a nobleman might be like, yeah, they stole some of my goods when they was on the whatever route outside of town. And I wonder if that's still in the game or if that's still going to be built out extensively. But yeah, this idea that like every NPC is having problems and has things that they could use help with, I think is a common thread we've seen for like 2 years at this point.
Spend a little time in these locations and soak in the atmosphere. Meet residents, both good and bad. Catch whispers of rumors from the locals, or engage in lighter diversions along the way.
Dude, they have like boxing arenas.
Rumors from the locals, or engage in light.
Cliff versus Wandering Free Sword. I'm assuming if you beat him, you can recruit him to do stuff for you.
Diversions along the way.
And then they have some sort of mini game built in. Maybe it's just straight up. Maybe it's just like straight up poker or like Texas Hold'em or something. Oh no, it's something original. Interesting. Wait, what? Wait.
Terrible manners.
You pickpocketed them and it popped up with crime. Again, like I said, I haven't seen this. Are you telling me that they also have like a crime system, like a wanted system? My brain.
Just be mindful of the law. Harmful actions can turn residents and guards hostile, making travel more difficult as you're forced to fight your way through, pay fines, or even serve time in jail.
Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so what they were just showing there,
Residents and
so stranger trust drops. So I'm wondering if this relationship is with this specific NPC or if this is for all NPCs of that class, like strangers in general will be distrusting of you. I wonder what that's like.
guards hostile.
Not sure, but this is what's interesting to me. So the Hernandian contribution, the contribution experience drops each and every time you're doing something that they dislike. They also have a bounty pointed up here with like the actual value of the bounty and everybody chasing you. So it seems like, you know, you can build up a massive reputation through missions and side quests, but then bad behaviors could lead to it getting significantly discounted, and then you lose those points. Maybe you lose options at sellers and shops. They don't sell things to you once you're below a certain level. That's interesting.
Travel more difficult as you're forced to fight your way through, pay fines, or even serve time in jail. Beyond the towns and
Suckers.
cities, you'll also encounter people and come upon locations
Dude.
that draw you into new adventures.
The hot air balloon.
Like a town hidden away, home to some unusual residents.
I don't think. Let's move them.
Or locations that, whether through mechanical or mystical means, require fixing. So take in life apart from the battles and wilderness of Pywell and explore its towns, cities, and beyond. They can provide resources, new stories, or even just moments of levity in your journey.
Dude. Like, if they actually pull this off, if they actually do the thing, like, talk about raising the bar and expectations. Like, just talk about that. It's because that's what I think this would do. It would show, like, whether you're Ubisoft, whether you are EA, whether you're whoever you are, like, they were able to do this. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. There's so much going on. It's endless. And like I said, they still have a month. What else do they still have? Like, but Luke, IGN said it's bad. Well, they said it seems like it could be bad because it's trying to do so much, which I guess is, you know.
At
They weren't that
Johnny6477
critical of
donated
Highguard, though.
$10 through Super Chat. Luke Master Flex. Without a good story, what motivates you to do anything in this huge world? Is there romance? Is there an endgame? What is the motivation? I'm not sold yet. Story is...
You finished it. Story is most important. This is the thing. So I think approved bum actually brings up what I was going to bring up. Tears of the Kingdom, Elden Ring, etc. Completely say otherwise possible. Well, so this is the point. For some people, the story is king. Like the types of games they like, their gameplay is justified by the story. And so if the story is not compelling, they don't feel justified to go explore and to go participate in side quests and stuff. Which is totally fine. Like, that's how many players are. That's totally, totally fine. Other games, though, do exist, which end up popping off and doing very, very well, and people love them. Like an Elden Ring, like a Breath of the Wild, where, like, story, let's be honest, is not really the priority. I know some people get triggered when I say like Elden Ring doesn't really have a narrative, but are we really going to pretend like it's a narrative focused game? No, I think that game is very much about the gameplay, and that's where it excels. And because the story, because the gameplay rather, is so good, the fact that it doesn't really have a story, even though I love story stuff and narrative games, I had one hell of a time in Elden Ring. I still play it regularly. Shout out Seamless Co-op mod. If you've not played it with that, you got to play it with your friends. Dude, it's great. But that's a topic for a separate video. What I'm saying is that not every game has to have a super compelling narrative. But as with all things, you have to balance it out. You can't have mediocre gameplay and a mediocre story, or maybe an uninteresting gameplay loop and then like an uninteresting story, and expect anybody to be compelled. But if you have an uninteresting story, or it's not a focus at all, it's just good enough and phenomenal gameplay, I'm still in. You know, you may not find that loop compelling. You may not find that interesting enough. That's totally fine. But there are people like myself, and I think a lot of people in chat, for example, who do find that motivating, and the sense of exploration and adventure is enough by itself. Because you could ask the same question where you're like, why would you go explore an Elden Ring? Why would you go explore that corner of the map? And the answer really is that because there might be something cool there. There might be a cool boss fight there. And that's enough to get you to spend 20 minutes trying to figure out what's over there, you know? Other players are different, and that's okay. And frankly, if you're looking at this and you're like, I just don't see a story that's going to motivate me to play, that's totally fine. Totally fine. It may not be for you, but oh baby, if you're a player who can be motivated by gameplay almost exclusively, then it seems like this is going to have plenty for you to figure out. From what I've seen, again, my impression is that it'll probably have a pretty meaty prologue. My prediction is that it's going to probably have a long prologue that's kind of slow and dry. And then once it opens up fully and the open world opens up to you, I think that's when it's just going to be overwhelming. And it's going to be very, very good at that point. But I'm expecting kind of a slow start to it. But once you're through that slow start, I think the story kind of takes a back seat and it becomes focused on these dynamic systems. And that's where it really will excel.
Cooking will be one of your essential activities.
Oh, in-game food.
Food can replenish or temporarily strengthen your health, spirit, and stamina, giving you the edge in exploration or battle. Along your travels, you'll find bonfires and cooking recipes that allow you to prepare hearty meals.
Fishing.
Fish.
Dude, there's flamingos. Did we know that before? I didn't know that. I don't remember that. That's insane. That's outrageous. Also, we just learned in the other video that they did that there's 5 regions to the game. And just one of them is the Crimson Desert. That's just a 5th of the game. It's like, oh, sure, of course, cool, yeah. At this point, I really shouldn't be surprised when there's one more thing, because they're just, if they were doing one of those Apple showcases for Crimson Desert, it'd be like, you get to the end of the showcase and they're like, but wait. There's 332 more things. And then they proceed with this marketing campaign. It's blowing my mind.
Fishing and hunting will provide the ingredients these recipes
It's
require.
got a ghillie suit.
While items like flowers and insects can be used in alchemy to brew medicines that enhance your combat capabilities. Other activities, like mining and gathering, will also yield materials for crafting and upgrading your equipment. You can also craft more advanced and specialized tools with valuable resources you uncover on your journey.
You learn by actually reading the book. I have to read.
Shaping your daily life in Pywell also extends to customizing your character.
I mean, that's cool. I'm glad. I expected them to just be like, nope, it's Cliff. It's just Cliff. But they're letting you change hair. It looks like hair, beard, eyebrows, face tattoos, body tattoos and stuff. You can see the little inspirations from like Red Dead. You know, you see them all over the place. That's crazy. I feel like both Elden Ring and Expedition 33 follow the same philosophy that we found out. God is evil, just on different worlds or different takes of how to make a game. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to reread that. My brain broke.
At camp, you can adjust hairstyles and tattoos.
I'm sorry, I was about to say. This is gonna get me in trouble.
Also extends to customizing your character.
It's like, look, you can have hair, so everybody thinks you work at Kotaku. It's okay. I think I'm funny. I'm okay with that.
At camp, you can adjust hairstyles and tattoos, as well as your outfits using dyes.
Dude, they let you dye the clothes
A wide
too?
variety of dyes can be discovered throughout the world or brewed through alchemy. So experiment with the different color combinations available.
It's actually ridiculous. Like, just having cosmetics is great. Letting you dye the individual cosmetics, bro, like...
And that wraps up the Crimson Desert Features Overview series.
Oh, dude, the rain
explored
looks
Highwell
good.
and its stories and characters, the combat and progression, and the activities that make up life in Crimson Desert. We hope that this series has given you a better understanding of the game. Thank you for watching,
The trees
and we'll
shut
see you in Highwell.
Dude. Hard? Yeah. Throbbing? Pulsating? All of it, frankly. If it, like, seriously, if, let's just think hypothetically, okay, for a second. Let's break this down. If everything they are showing, dude, mech customization, you're right. I didn't even mentally process. I'm so overwhelmed. They allow you to fully
So
customize
experiment with
the individual pieces of the mech. Like what?
At Alibot 5544 donated 100 Norwegian kroner through Super Chat. We are not touching grass again, folded hands.
No, I don't think so. Why would you? This game has grass. It has enough. I'm going to be real, guys. So let's just think in hypotheticals for a second, okay? Let's think in hypotheticals. If what they've shown is real and works, I think forgive me, I don't remember who said it, but somebody in chat said this feels generational. If they can execute on everything they're showing, it does feel generational, meaning I think that this would fundamentally change player expectations and player demands from single player games like these big open world games, because it has so much in terms of scope, but then it also seems to be bringing in a lot of depth with it as well. And it's just why, and there's even like things that they didn't really discuss much at all. Like, remember the in-game like economy stuff? They didn't really talk about this.
funds and resources that you acquire on your travels.
Like, they just blew right past it because there's so much other stuff to talk about. But like, seriously, they're showing an in-game graph of the price change week to week. You know, like, that's wild. So it makes me wonder, like, how do you benefit from that? How do you take advantage of this? Is this one of those things where like it's very cyclical, just like a sine wave? Does that mean that you got to oh, I really want to buy this, but I think I'm going to wait till it's cheaper. So I'm going to come back in whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks or something. And I'll buy it then because it's going to go back down. Maybe it's something like that. Or maybe there's other things like the faction reputations that affect that curve and bring it down. I don't know. If somebody in chat has played Black Desert Online and seen what their like in-game economy stuff is like, please let me know, because I'm genuinely interested. I'm just not familiar with it, because this seems crazy that, you know, they're even tracking individual percentage increases for each and every single one of these goods from week to week. Like, that's wild. I think the more you sell slash buy, the price changes. So it's just scaling on based on demand and how much you're engaging with them. Okay. You can be a whole stockbroker for goods and manipulate the market if this is done well. Yeah, for real. Thank you, Melissa. Are you more excited for GTA 6 or Crimson? I'm gonna be real. I don't know if excited is the right word. I'm like, it's basically intrigue. I'm so thoroughly intrigued by what they're doing here. Because like, I think if they do everything that they've shown, it is going to be a literal game changer. It's going to be one of those beats where there's a before Crimson Desert and an after Crimson Desert, you know, where people are going to point back to this and be like, well, why doesn't Elder Scrolls 6 have this system? Because Crimson Desert did this really well when they did that. Like, I think it'll change it. If they don't have all of this working, the blowback will be generational as well, because expectations are pretty sky high. But again, I just go back to what I said earlier. They still have a month. Like, what other tricks do they have up their sleeve? You know, I will say Will distinguished something interesting to me. He was like, to be clear, this is like PR, so press relations. So it's the interaction with the media, people like me to talk about the game and discuss it. He said marketing hasn't even really begun yet. So my interpretation of that is that what they're doing now is they're laying out all of the pieces, and then, you know, they're painting the picture, and then they're going to go and share the picture with everybody through the marketing campaign. And so they've probably shared close to everything they want to share. And now it's going to be about commercials, promotion, that type of thing to really push it out there. Which is just, I mean, it seems pretty insane that they still have a lot. So they may not have more to reveal. It might just now be more about sharing it with everybody, but still I'm blown away. The 300 gig download though, I think they said 125. And again, after all of this that we've seen, again, just to go back to this, they shared the minimum specs on Steam. They say this thing runs on minimum on a 1060.
At Wyatt Clark 6,576
and an
donated
8500.
$49.99 through Super Chat. Sorry to switch topics, but have you given your thoughts on the Fallout TV show yet and where it ranks among game adaptations? Also wondering if you think Bethesda's
Oh crap, it cut off. Let me refresh. Fallout TV show, I have really enjoyed it. Season 2, I thought did much better than like The Last of Us Season 2. I thought Last of Us Season 1 was really, really good. Last of Us Season 2 took a nosedive into concrete, but I've really liked Fallout. And Walton Goggins, oh baby, he's so good. Like, he's low-key carrying the show for me. He's just phenomenal. He's very, very good. Very, very good. And thank you for the incredibly generous $50, my friend. Thank you. It's incredibly generous. But yeah, I will say that I've been really liking the Fallout show. And I'm very optimistic for the God of War show. I really hope that works well. Gonna be a dad. Yep. They did not expect that line to pop off the way that it did. So overall, I mean, again, I'm just thoroughly impressed. I'm very, very intrigued by everything they've shown. I just want to try it. Like, I just want to try it. It's just thoroughly impressive to me. But like I said, my expectation for the game is that it's got so much going on, it probably takes a little while to get going, because that tends to be the case for big games like this. So I'm guessing that probably the first 3 to 5 hours are pretty slow. It's a lot of, you know, the prologue, setting the stage narratively, and then it's going to open up completely to you, and it's just going to be overwhelming at how lost people can get. But I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. And like, dude, again, I just can't get over some of the random stuff that they show, like the in-world improvements and upgrades to this stuff, where like they literally carve the statue with in-game time passing. Like, that's so crazy cool to me. I love that stuff. The full settlement system, farming. Presumably they also show animals, so like presumably livestock is also something you're farming and maintaining. Like, that's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Imagine the DLC. Well, so this is one of the things that's been rumored, okay? One of the things that's been rumored is that the CEO said during an earnings call, granted it was in Korean. I do not speak Korean, so I'm relying on translations. But reportedly, the CEO suggested that they could be bringing multiplayer after launch at some point, because again, the engine supports it.
Atomatics donated $10 through Super
Which would be
Chat.
wild.
In BDO, trading is a life skill where you can have horses and wagon that you can craft, train, etc. You buy items in one town and sell it in another. The prices have trends like shown. This is all in.
It's all in BDO. Interesting. I might have to do some research and deep dive into the economy systems there. That's really cool. Thank you for letting me know. Have you seen the Spider-Man Noir trailer? Yes. I love Nicolas Cage. I love Nicolas Cage. One time in high school, to troll my sister, she said that she kept seeing people that looked vaguely like Nicolas Cage. And so I went and got on my dad's computer and printed out like 50 pictures of Nicolas Cage's face, all about, you know, this big. And I cut them out, and then I hid them in all of her school books and then other books on her bookshelf, and frankly forgot about it. And over the next like 5 years, every once in a while, I get a text of like, found another one. I recommend you do that to people you care about as well. Yeah, it's a funny little gag, frankly. So anyway, shout out Crimson Desert. My mind is blown. It's blown. So I can't wait to see more, and I want to play it. So there you go. There you go. Okay. Get caged. Damn right. Okay. Now we get to talk about something very different. Very different.
At Cam Place 355 donated $9.99
Thank
through
you.
Super Chat. I'm hoping for a Sonic Eclipse announcement at the State of Play. I know most of the people here aren't Sonic fans, but I'm still excited.
Sonic Eclipse, never say never. Never say never. They've got a lot. They have enough to fill out a 1 hour show. So they apparently have a lot. So never say never. It's quite possible. I'm kind of, my big brain hope is I'm hoping we finally get like a reveal and announcement of a release date for Judas. Like, they got to get that game out the door at some point. Like, come on. Come on. When's the State of Play happening? We have it open. It kickstarts in 40 minutes. So I'm going to have to release the Concord files. Release the Concord files. That's funny. That's funny. This is why you turn off chat when you're watching a showcase like that. So yeah, we will watch that. It starts in 40 minutes and 7 seconds. So we will do that. But first, I want to just look at one interesting little thing that is quite intriguing. Okay, quite intriguing, princess. Quite intriguing, princess. We have an inside scoop. We have an inside scoop, ladies and gentlemen. We sure do. We sure do. I will try to catch up on super chats and memberships and stuff and subs and everything, everybody. I appreciate you. Obviously, I'm not really used to having across both platforms like 5,000 people in here. We usually cap out at about 2. So my system is overloaded, basically is what I'm saying. So I will try to catch up on all of them. I'm just going to try to keep the show moving. Okay. I really appreciate you guys. Juan says, I've played BDO for 4 years. Somehow I don't find Crimson Desert to be unbelievable with all this stuff. I already have like 70% of those systems in Black Desert. And maybe that's the key, is that it's two separate universes, single player players and MMO players. And so the single player players are looking at the MMO stuff being like, but for MMO players, like, yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah, of course. Maybe that's what it is. Toby Davis, thank you for that. Do you think you can ask Sony to delay it for about an hour? My wife has an ultrasound for our first child. First of all, congratulations. Second of all, my suggestion is put your phone on airplane mode to lock out the universe, do the ultrasound, and then when you come out, watch the showcase starting at 0. And then it's like, nothing ever happened. Mute notifications, do not disturb, so you don't see pop-ups or anything. And then you watch it without anybody, letting you know. Also, like, the other thing about ultrasounds is that, she's going to be laying down. You're probably off to the side. So you could just ask her to hold the phone, so you can see it while they're doing whatever, so maybe ask your, the missus if she's a team player, if she's going to support you in your time of need, Babe, this is really important. Okay. You don't understand. Okay. When is it my turn? I promise it'll go over really, really well. Oh my god. Eric, thank you, my friend. Also over on Twitch, Infinity King JM gifted 10 subs. 10 subs to the community over there. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. That gets 3 whips. No. 10 is special. That gets 3 booms. Boom. 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 There you go. Just for you. Love you, buddy. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Okay. So we got to talk about this before the showcase starts. Okay, everybody. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for working with me as I ADHD my way through this. 2 to Tango, thank you for the sub. So here we go. Okay. New segment. So today before the showcase starts, we got to discuss and tackle the aftermath of Highguard. Okay. We'll be quick because the showcase starts in 36 minutes. So I don't have that much time to go through this, but I will try my darndest. Okay. First of all, something funny happened. Okay, to be clear, what IGN did was funny. What happened yesterday was not funny. It was sad. Okay, there was a reveal that IGN. Let me back up. My brain is fried. There was a reveal that pretty much everybody at Wildlight was let go. So it seems like there is a skeleton crew that remains that will be doing support, server maintenance, that type of thing. But the core team, the developers that made Highguard, are pretty much all fired across the board. That is unfortunate. Like I said from the start, my frustration is that the people that suffer when these live service games go kaput are the employees, are the developers, not the executives that greenlit it. And my point was that something like Highguard, in my humble opinion, from the moment I saw it, I was like, this is not going to do well. From the moment I saw it. You know how you can test that? Because it was streamed live at the Game Awards. You can see my reaction in real time when I remember I turned the camera and I was like, is it just me or was that like super mid? How is that a new breed of shooter? Like I did not understand what they were talking about, okay? So, in my opinion, it's too bad that so many people were laid off. I think it was avoidable if they had made like a Titanfall spiritual successor, but that's, the ship has sailed. Here we are now though. So the game is basically on life support. It's going to be shut down relatively soon when they decide to pull the plug, but that's where we're at. The funny thing that happened is that IGN decided today was an appropriate time to post their review for some reason of Highguard. So if you wanted to know what the Internet Gaming Network's opinion of Highguard is as it's dying, you can find that out now. They shared it. But what I wanted to look at, and the main reason I wanted to dedicate some time to this, is because we actually got an insider's look at what happened with Highguard. What am I talking about? Well, the former tech artist and rigger for Highguard, who has since been laid off, posted a deep dive look at his experience shipping Highguard, okay? And there's a lot of interesting little tidbits in here. Lots of interesting little tidbits. So this is somebody who worked on the game, knows what went down when they were being radio silent for a month, knows what went down with all of this stuff, okay? And is going to share it with us. Apologies for the length, but I'm wanting to say this say a lot of this for a while. The day leading up to the Game Awards 2025 was amongst the most exciting of my life. After 2.5 years of passionately working on Highguard, we were ready to reveal it to the world. The future seemed bright. Everyone I knew who had any connection to the team or project had the same sentiments. This is lightning in a bottle. I trust this team wholeheartedly. If there's one project nobody in the industry is worried will fail, it's yours. This has mainstream hit written all over it. There's no way this will flop. I could play this game all day. This is from one of the team members making the game. And he's saying this is what he was hearing from everybody associated with the project, okay? Is this level of hype, okay? This is what he's reporting they thought. And again, like, what's wild, Herman Holst on Concord, yeah, it's that level of like, this is going to be a Star Wars level hit, is reportedly what Herman was saying. It's going to be our Star Wars. Like, and again, what I find so fascinating about Highguard is that this is what they were being told by everybody working on it, by everybody around the project. And yet when it was revealed to the world at the Game Awards, the community as a whole almost unanimously was like, what? What do you mean? Maybe it was just a bad trailer. And to be honest, I think it was a bad trailer. Okay. I'm not just saying that to be like negative Nancy. I think demonstrably it didn't achieve what a trailer should do. A trailer should communicate what the game is, get people interested and excited for what it is. And this trailer achieved none of that, right? So I think demonstrably it was a bad trailer. It didn't do what trailers are supposed to do. After it was done playing, everybody was like, what even is that game? I don't understand. Like, there's a big tower that rams into the base. Like, what are we doing? There's horses. Like, all anybody could say was that it looked kind of like Concord, which is not what you want people to be saying, okay? And then when people started getting really pissy about people bringing up the Concord comparison, that just makes it even more likely that that's going to become hooked. Because, like, the one thing gamers love more than bashing a bad game or a game that sucks and that is a live service disaster, the one thing they like more than that is getting gaming journalists to seethe, okay? So if a bunch of gaming journalists are like, you guys are being too judgy, you're being too judgy, don't you dare call it Concord 2. Guess what gamers are going to do, okay? Yeah, don't poke the bear. It's a bad idea, okay? But anyway, continuing on. This is, again, just what I find fascinating is that this is what they were being told internally. This is what they were saying to each other. And the public sentiment was the polar opposite, which is fascinating. Like, how disconnected was this? How was it that they were on such polar opposite extremes? Is it toxicity? Toxicity? Is it toxic positivity? There you go, Luke. Good job. Or is there something else going on? I don't even totally understand it, to be honest. What I do know is that this is not what gamers, like the average players that would have been playing Highguard, the target audience, this is not what the target audience thought of the game when they saw it. He continues, the internal pre-reveal feedback, even from unbiased sources, I think that's, if they were telling you all this and then the average gamer responded to it so negatively, clearly there was some bias that was not being tracked. There was something that made these people that they're describing as unbiased sources that disconnected them from the opinions of the average player. But anyway, it was quite positive, and where it was negative, it was constructive and often actionable. This, I think, is what's tricky. I've spoken to some devs and people that work on projects like this, and they said the toughest thing is when there's negative feedback that isn't actionable. In other words, there's something like, this is just not going to work. Players aren't going to like this. Because what do? Like the devs, it's above their pay grade. You know, like that Guerrilla Horizon live service game. People look at that and they're like, I don't think Horizon players are going to like this. I think this is a bad idea. That's not really actionable because it's coming from on high. They can't do anything about that. You know, it's not up to them to cancel the project and go make Horizon 3. It's not up to Rocksteady, though reportedly it was their idea. But hypothetically, it wasn't the individual like animators' fault that Rocksteady fans were going to be pissy about Suicide Squad, you know? That's the thing. Eric, thank you for that. This is the same thing as playing a show and everyone says you were amazing, but every time you draw only 20 or only 12 people every time you're booked. Good high school rock band times, dude, for real. Yeah. No, it basically is that same thing. It's a captive audience that is hyping it up. People who played the game, including us, had a blast. And since we were independent, self-published studio built with royalties in mind, many of us were hoping this could finally be the thing that broke the millennial financial curse. But then the trailer came out and it was all downhill from there. Content creators love to point out the bias in folks who give positive previews after being flown out for an event, but ignore the fact that when their negative leaning content gets 10 times the engagement of the positive, they've got just as much incentive to lean into a disingenuous direction, whether consciously or not. Here's the thing. We just did a deep dive look. Okay. We just did a deep dive look on Crimson Desert and how good that game looks because it's wildly impressive. That is a very upbeat and positive video. Okay. Like very positive impression of that game. And if you look at even just our stream clips, okay, even just our stream clips, like we have videos discussing, like this video is basically defending GTA 6 hype levels. What a preview. This video is on Highguard discussing the layoffs and everything that happened. This video is discussing Hunter's Gathering and how I'm not really impressed by it. And I think it's probably not going to do too great. That's got 66,000 views, but you know what has higher views? The videos discussing like Crimson Desert looking really, really good. The videos discussing like the dev interview. Well, not technically dev, the PR head interview for that. I've talked a lot about how Fable looks phenomenal, talking about God of War Egypt, talking about all these other things that are very, very positive. And I think that like the assumption is that being negative about a game that's good will therefore lead to 10 times the views. Like if a game, let's just say a game is fine, it's a C+. The insinuation is that, well, if I'm negative about it, the video will do 10 times the views. Whereas if I like it, I'm positive, the video will do barely any. And that, in my experience, is just not true. If the game sucks and I call it out for sucking and I point out why and how it sucks, those videos do well. Because people often, more than anything, like audiences in the gaming sector are looking for someone to put into words what they feel instinctually. Okay. It's much less about tell me what to think. It's more about something's off with Suicide Squad. Help me understand what's off. And they watch the video and they're like, yes, okay, yeah, exactly. You know, it's putting into words what they feel, right? And I think that that's much more impactful, you know? Caleb, thank you for that. Hey, Luke, don't let the fact that over twice the population of Highguard is watching you live make you nervous. That's filthy. Also, can't believe that according to Reddit, you personally killed both Concord and Highguard, you monster. Oh, is that what the agreement is? Okay. I thank you for the 20, buddy. But like, this is the thing. I just, in my experience, being positive about a game that looks good does just as well as being negative about a game that looks bad. Okay? That's just how it is. It's how it is. If the game looked phenomenal, all the videos would have been positive because people would be like, yeah, that looks great. Do you see what happens when people make like a negative video about a game that everybody loves? It doesn't tend to go over too well. Like, try to make a video saying Elden Ring is actually super boring and the combat sucks and all the bosses' designs suck. Like, see how well that video goes over for you, okay? Being negative about something that doesn't correlate, it doesn't work. The payoff is not there. But I think what's happening is that some of these types are looking at the 0.1% channels that are just like rage baiters, and they try to balloon that up as though that's the general gaming discourse, when that's just not it. It's hard for people to believe who had the impression that this was going to be the next big thing. It's hard for them to believe that the average player did not agree with that. But they just didn't, okay? Like, you were in the minority, you didn't realize it. And I think that, you know, that's borne out. It's why people being like, nobody gave Highguard a chance. I don't think that's true at all, okay? I don't think that's true at all. You can see the all-time player peak on Steam alone. It was higher if you count console players and stuff. 97,000 players. Estimated downloads and installs, if you take the average across VG Insights, Game Analytic, and Play Tracker, is roughly 1 million installs just on Steam. They tried it and they didn't like it. They left. I tried it. I thought it was like pretty poorly optimized. It didn't run very well. And it was kind of boring, frankly. I just didn't see where the fun was. It didn't click with me at all. So I moved on, especially being free to play. There's no incentive for me to keep going. So I moved on. And that's how it was for most people who tried it. Demonstrably, the data proves it. This isn't a question. People did try it and they didn't like it. At least not enough to keep playing. Okay. So the idea that people dismissed it out of hand, I just don't buy. But anyway, continuing. The hate started immediately. In addition to dogpiling on the trailer, I personally came under fire due to my naivete on Twitter, which almost all of my now former coworkers had learned to avoid during their previous game launches. Yeah, I will never ever defend or justify like the hate mobbing that happens to devs. My point for Highguard is that as a concept, it never made sense. And I don't think as a concept, it was ever going to satisfy the expectations that the budget and scale of this game demanded. I just think as a product, it was one that probably shouldn't have been made. I just don't think it made sense. But that's just me. You should not be going to dev Twitter accounts and bashing them. If it's like a PR person and you ask a question about a game, okay, that makes sense. Like, sure, ask questions about the game. If it's like a studio head and you're asking about design decisions, okay, I mean, if they're on Twitter, they're probably open to that dialogue. Okay. But going to like an animation person or a tech artist and like sending them all sorts of nasty stuff, that's ridiculous. Nobody should ever do that. After setting my Twitter account to private to protect my sanity, many content creators made videos and posts about me and my cowardice, amassing millions of views and inadvertently sending hundreds of angry gamers into my replies. They laughed at me for being proud of the game, told me to get out the McDonald's applications, and mocked me for listing having listing having autism in my bio, which they seemed to think was evidence the game would be woke trash, quote unquote. All of this was very emotionally taxing. I can imagine. It's why when I talked about devs in that video, I didn't show any of their names or anything. I was like, I tried to see if any of them have talked about the game, but they all went on social media lockdown, as I think they probably should have. And I would never like try to dox devs like that. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Continuing on, there is much constructive criticism that can be and has been said about Highguard's trailer, marketing, and launch, but I don't think it's my place to commentate on that. I also don't think there's any way to know whether the launch would have fared better or worse without the massive spotlight that was thrown onto us in response to the Game Awards trailer placement, but we never got that chance. Yeah, personally, I think this number would have been lower, but I think the outcome would have been the same. I think the peak would have been maybe 10,000 players, but like I don't think the numbers would have typically changed. I think it would have pretty much landed the same way, personally. But yeah, we'll never know for sure. I think it helped the overall player count. I don't think it helped expectations, you know. But the problem is, like, people being like, well, if they didn't have the spotlight, then they could have slowly built up. Dude, the game came out 2 weeks ago and they're already shutting the studio down. So I don't think they had that much cash on hand. I think they were expecting a big splash success. And that's what, I mean, they're describing it as like, this is going to be mainstream. This is going to blow up. This is going to be like Overwatch, you know, levels of success, mainstream success. And it just wasn't there. We were turned into a joke from minute one, largely due to false assumptions about $1 million ad placement. Yeah, that's where I think the Jeff choice to place it there was a mistake. And this is the other thing. I don't know why they did not come out and disclose and clarify that they did not pay for that place. I don't know why they didn't do that. My suspicion is because typically that place is paid for. And I'm guessing they didn't want to disclose it because they didn't want people to know that you could get that for free. So I'm guessing that's why they didn't. But it was later revealed that no, they did not. You know, they finally came out and it was made known. But I don't know why they didn't come out the day after and just say they did not pay for that spot. You know, I don't know why they didn't just clarify. Within minutes, it was decided this game was dead on arrival and content creators now had free rage bait content for a month. Every one of our videos on social media got downvoted to hell. Comment sections were flooded with copy paste meme phrases such as Concord 2 and Titanfall 3 died for this. I mean, they are memes. They are memes. Indeed. At launch, we received over 14,000 review bombs from users with less than an hour of playtime. Many didn't even finish the required tutorial. This one, I've heard people bring up. They're like, there was one guy who was like, if you filter reviews by 5+ hours played, the reviews are actually mostly positive. Like, bro, of course. If you like a game, you will play more of it. If you don't like a game, especially a free-to-play game, you will stop playing it. This is not rocket science. Like, yes, if I play a game and I think it's not fun, I'll get through a little bit of it. And if I'm like, oh God, the performance is bad, I'm going to shut it down. I'm not bothering. It's free to play. I'm going to go boot up something else. Because that's how that works. That's how that works. You know, this is, again, it's not rocket science, but the insinuation is that it was people that were just, you know, jumping on for the sake of hating it. I think there were people out there who were still bashing it, never tried installing it, never tried booting it up. Sure. But there's approximately 1 million people who did try it, you know? And they, again, if the game was good, they would have played it and liked it. But they didn't like it. In discussions online about Highguard, Concord 2, XKO, and such, it is often pointed out by gamers that devs like to blame gamers for their failures, and that's silly, as if gamers have no power, but they do, a lot of it. I'm not saying our failure is purely the fault of gamer culture and that the game would have thrived without the negative discourse, but it absolutely played a role. I'm not saying I blame the gamers, but like, it is kind of their fault. At least a good bit of it is their fault. Like, you know how I feel about this type of thing. You know how I feel about this. All products are at the whims of the consumers, and the consumers put absurd amounts of effort into slandering Highguard, and it worked. Bro, it's your job, not his job specifically. It's the company's job to convince me the product is good and that I should either buy it or engage with it. You're not entitled to my time. You're not entitled to any of your time. You're not entitled to it. You're just not. Like, again, the example I gave yesterday is that if I go to a restaurant and I look at the menu and I'm like, oh, this all looks bad. I'll just have a nice water. And then the chef comes out and is like, why didn't you order the pig snout sandwich served on a car tire? I'm like, because it looked bad, sir. It looked bad. I saw the description of it. I saw your pitch. And I didn't like it. So I'm going to go get McDonald's because I like it. I know I like it. I've had McDonald's for years and I like it. So I'm going to go get that. Tried and true. Like, you're just being hateful. Like, I don't know why my French accent always turns into Steve Martin in Pink Panther. But like, again, it's just insane to think that gamers should automatically give like a multi-million-dollar company the benefit of the doubt and just like, this isn't preschool. Okay, you're trying to sell me something that has like $30 skins. You're trying to sell me on a live service game that I need to convince my friends to move over to and give up on the current one we're playing to move over to this one. Like, you're not entitled to it. You're just not entitled to it. But that's what the impression is. And when you start to see how he's like, I'm not blaming gamers, but you know, it played a role. I'm like, bro, your job was to make something that I should want to play, and you demonstrably failed at it. Again, not just you as the individual technical artist. I'm saying the company as a whole. And that's what's so interesting is that the question of the players very rarely comes into the consideration. Like, it's always coming down to, well, we had people that we spoke to who really liked it, and they said this has mainstream hit written all over it. I wonder which one of these is Jeff's comment. You know, like, and at no point did they pause and go like, is this really the right choice? Like, are people going to connect with this, or are we overhyping it? Are we like, we should be careful. Zeitz on YouTube, thank you for that super chat. We'd rather spend time playing good games than bashing bad ones, but if publishers and devs are going to waste our time with a mediocre product they say is the next coming of Todd, they should be prepared for an uproar. And I think that overpromising absolutely was part of why the expectations were raised. And then when it failed to meet that, and then they didn't pivot their marketing strategy and just went radio silent for a month, everybody assumed that the game was either canceled or abandoned or something. And that's not what you want people to be saying about your game that you think is going to be the next breed of shooter. Like, and again, I just get the feeling it's what we saw with gaming journalists. And we've also seen it, you know, even from some of these devs where it's described as like this contemptuous feeling, this entitlement to player time. And I just find it really, really distasteful. I feel for the devs. I don't think its failure is their fault, to be very clear. I don't think any of them are responsible for Highguard failing, and I'm sorry that they lost their jobs. I don't think it's their fault. I think it's the fault of whoever greenlit spending tens upon tens of millions of dollars on something that I don't think was ever going to find a foothold. And the fact that the moment it was shown, the internet collectively was like, what are you smoking? Shows how out of touch they were with the average player. You know, it's just, there's a lot of evidence stacking up. Hey, are we out of touch? Do we not know what our players want? Do we not know what people expect anymore? And are we being unreasonable and expecting them to play this game in this state? Or is it Asmon's fault? Yeah, I like this one. Like, it's just like, I don't know how he covered it, but I've seen so many people claim that, you know, it's one streamer, it's one YouTuber that caused this whole thing to explode. And it's like, if your game was that shaky and weak, it probably wasn't that good to begin with. You know, if your company can implode within 2 weeks of launching your product, it probably wasn't the healthiest or most responsibly run company. If my company spends weeks working or months working on a YouTube video, it launches, doesn't do very well, and then I fire everybody, it probably, I might have messed up a little bit. Might be a little bit of me. Just a little bit. Anyway, many of Wildlife's former devs will now be forced to assimilate back into the actual corporate industry many gamers accused Wildlife of being a part of. I mean, it did seem... What I saw one person describe it as is they were like, you left a big multi-billion-dollar corporation in the form of EA that owns Respawn. You left them to make a game that looks exactly like something they would make. So, yeah. Now every time someone thinks about leaving the golden handcuffs behind in favor of making a new multiplayer game the indie way, they'll say, is it indie, bro? Like, it's 100+ developers, is it not? Like, this was tens upon tens of millions of dollars. Like, this was not a small endeavor. They'll say, quote, but remember how gamers didn't even give Wildlight a chance. They did. They saw your trailer and didn't like it. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Like, it's not like they saw a great trailer and were like, no, I've decided that sucks. They watched your trailer and didn't like it. Dude, I'm finna crash out right now, dude. Soon, if this pattern continues, all that will be left are corporations. At least in the multiplayer space. Innovation is on life support. What was the innovation in Highguard? Like, that's one of the critiques of it, is that it's like 5 different games squished together, but does none of those things well. Like, I don't understand. Maybe that should just be the title. I don't understand. Mike, thank you for that. I loved Highguard and watched friends of mine turn into hateful, mocking gremlins. Some played for 2 whole minutes on launch to review bomb it. I get your point, but this was not organic hate either. I guess I wonder what organic hate is. Like, what exactly is that? Like, if I think what you're describing is like bandwagoning, where people see that, hey, people or this group collectively really doesn't like this thing. Maybe it's justified, maybe it's not. But I'm gonna jump in and, yeah, no, it is buggy. Okay, I'm gonna leave a bad review or something, and then they jump on the bandwagon at that point. I guess I don't know what like organic hate would look like, you know, non-GMO hate. Exactly. Anyway, we'll finish it out. Even if Highguard had a rocky launch, our independent, self-published, dev-led studio full of passionate people just trying to make a fun game with zero AI, zero corporate oversight deserved better than this. We deserved the bare minimum of not having our downfall be gleefully manifested. I can't speak for everybody. I was not trying to manifest anything. I just thought it was thoroughly confusing how you reveal a trailer that everybody dislikes. The hype, like you're trying to set the standard. This is like the next generation, like massive thing. And people tried it or saw the trailer, didn't like it. And then there's no pivot. So people thought until like the week before Highguard, they thought that it was canceled and abandoned because there was zero communication. There was even that one guy. Do you guys remember this? There was the one guy who went on Blue Sky and made a fake Highguard account and started sending out tweet or whatever they call them on Blue Sky posts pretending to be the devs and stuff, because there was such radio silence. He was able to do that, you know. I wish the best of luck to the few who remain at Wildlight and hope Highguard can stay the course. I still believe in it, and so do the fans we reached who continue to champion it on the subreddit, Discord, Twitch, and on social media. And even though this adventure has come to an abrupt and emotionally challenging close, I don't regret 1 second of it. Also, I just wanted to shout out some incredibly supportive journalists and creators who genuinely made a night and day difference in enduring the last 2 months. All of these folks deserve far more credit than they get for their empathy, intuition, and integrity. And then lists some people. Sorry. I realized some of the people that he put on there. So here's the deal. Again, I feel for the people that worked on this and poured years of their life into it. Again, my position has been from the start that this as a concept never made sense. And I think from the moment it was greenlit, it was doomed to fail. I just don't understand how they would collect the amount of money that they needed to do this. And then they did it for years. And then hearing that he's describing how they were being told that I'm not afraid at all of the studio failing. I'm not worried at all. I think it's going to go great. It's just wild. Empathy for a bad game. It's important to have empathy for people, but I think the disconnect is that this is a product at the end of the day. This is a business, and a very competitive one at that. And you shouldn't feel empathy for a product. You know, when Xbox raises prices, so they're asking you to pay $800 for a console, you shouldn't have empathy for the product. That's insane. That's stupid. Okay? Like, it just doesn't make sense in my brain. You should, like, I think where the disconnect comes up is with how some of these devs were certainly mistreated by certain creators or communities or whoever. They should not have had people reaching out to them, sending them messages, hateful comments and stuff. That should never, ever happen. Nobody's ever, I would hope nobody would ever defend that. That's terrible. If somebody's working on a game that isn't coming together or just doesn't look very good, the devs should not be getting like hate online. Like, that's ridiculous. We all agree, I would hope. But at the end of the day, like, I think the tale of Highguard is going to be one of total disconnection, really. Like, it's pretty clear to me that whoever they were getting feedback from was also disconnected from what the average player, what their target audience would have thought of the product, because I think any one of them could have seen it and told them about it and like waved the red flag. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's too little too late. Too little too late. I do not understand how they could possibly be saying stuff like, I would not be worried about your game flopping at all. Like, I don't understand that. I just don't get that. That's crazy, man. That's actually crazy. But anyway, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. And circle back to the PlayStation showcase. Okay. Is there a message? I did get a $5 tip from somebody on Twitch. It doesn't have a message attached though. So if that's the one you're talking about, Lunar Eclipse, it didn't send the message through. So let me know what your message was and I can say it, read it. Appreciate you. My prediction is they will announce, quote unquote, Starfield today, and they'll have their own state of play next month and then release it in April. You think they'll have an entire state of play for Starfield? I think that Starfield will be here, but I don't think that they're going to give it that much attention. Like, I don't see that happening. I don't know. Despite everything, nothing will be learned by anyone in the industry. Oh, well. No, I mean, what's pretty clear is that a lot of people in positions of influence in the industry do blame the gamers for being hateful little curmudgeons. They do not they do not think that it failed for any reason on their side. Pretty clear. Diego, thank you for that. Appreciate you. Let's see. Steven, thank you for the 10. Was apprehensive about it. Highguard trailer was trash. Decided to try it and actually enjoyed it enough to muddle in it. 5v5 helped. It did. It was way better than 3v3. For a free play, I didn't have an issue with it. It's too bad. Yeah, I think it was like, I was hopeful that they were going to add an arenas mode. I think with the gunplay that they had, I was optimistic that they were going to add arenas because that's something I loved in Apex. And I thought if they had arenas, I would have put a lot more time in it, frankly. But it had one game mode at launch in a super competitive field, like right as Overwatch is having a resurgence, and like it's not, you can't do the bare minimum and expect players to just give you the benefit of the doubt, you know? It doesn't work that way. Q, yet another failure, and the reasons behind it being clear and evident, followed by people failing to actually learn anything from it. Well, I think that's what a lot of the executives are going to be doing, is like, it's just bad luck. It's just bad luck. Nothing you could have done. You know, live service is just rolling dice. Bloodborne PS5 remake. Yeah, I think if we ever see that, it's going to be PS6 launch title, personally. Are they so used to toxic positivity that they aren't able to take any accountability? Good game equals money, bad game equals no money. Highguard released 7 years too late. Yeah, I think it's just, it goes back to that actionable feedback. If you say this is bad and I don't think it's ever going to work, they go, well, that's not helpful. That's not constructive, even though that might be true. You missed a lot of super chats, Luke. Dude, you're telling me, like, you guys are crazy generous today. I will, after the showcase, because I'm not going to interrupt the showcase for it, I will read through everything to the best of my ability, okay? But full disclosure, I'm going to mute those. I'm going to, can I turn off ads? How do I do that? Can I do it once the stream started? Okay. And then pause, delay ads. Okay. I'm going to be muting notifications for super chats and that stuff. I'm going to where is the alerts thing? Okay. There we go. I've got alerts hidden and all of that. So it should not be disruptive to the showcase. I will make my face small. There you go. There you go. You only get a little. You only get a little. I will make my face small. I will hide the chat because one time we had a guy try to spell out the N-word before he got banned. So I'm not going to risk it. And we're just going to hide it and call it good. Okay? Okay? Yeah, final predictions. Resident Evil 9. I think we will see Saros. I think we will not see Wolverine. That's not really a prediction because they kind of confirmed it. I think we see Starfield. I think that's going to be probably one of their last big things. And I think we... maybe another look at Tomb Raider. Kingdom Hearts 4. Yeah, Marathon I think will be a big focus. Yeah, I'm not expecting anything massive. Personally, I'm not expecting like, you know, Uncharted 17. Here we go. State of play. What is my state of play? Here we go. PlayStation.
I sense suffering here, Spirit. Do you need help?
Ember Lab. Wait, are they the guys that did the one with the cute little marshmallow dudes? Yes.
Spirit guide.
Kinu, Bridge of Spirits, is that it?
We've had one of your kind in
Kina.
Cosmora. I'm glad you're here.
That's a good get.
That temple has been sealed as long as I can remember. Dangerous corruption was locked inside, along with the secrets of forgotten practice.
Dude.
Spirit guides here once used alchemy to cleanse corruption. Maybe you can do the same.
Bro, it's so pretty.
Fear will bind you, gripping to the present, which must always pass. Regret will bind you.
Looks like they tightened up combat too.
Longing for the past you cannot change. Love will bind you, yearning for a future you will not see.
Dude, they're so talented. The animation work is crazy.
Unbound, may you depart in peace.
That's just real time? That was real time? Bruh. PS5 and PC. Dude, they're a former
Hey,
like
everyone.
animation
I'm Josh, and this is
studio.
my
They're
brother
so
Mike.
good.
We hope you enjoyed that first look at our next game, Kena, Scars of Cosmora. After the amazing response to Kena Bridge of Spirits in 2021, the team was excited to take
Dude,
on
I
the
feel
challenge of
old.
creating something even bigger and better this time around. Our partnership with PlayStation Studios has empowered us to expand our scope while still staying true to what made the first game special. Since her adventure in Bridge of Spirits, Kena has grown into an older, more experienced spirit guide. Her reputation now precedes her. She comes to a new land called Cosmora, home to multiple distinct communities. On this adventure, Kena discovers a spirit guide's role in helping living people, not only those who have passed away. With PlayStation Studios support, we're building on everything that fans loved about the first game. Deeper, more dynamic combat,
epic boss battles, a larger, richer world, and of course, our charming spirit companions.
Kena, Scars of Cosmore releases on PlayStation 5 and PC. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of the show.
This year, they're like, we just don't want to launch next to GTA 6. Give us a little wiggle room. That looks good, dude. The first one was solid, but like it was clearly the first one. Like they gotta build up to the sequel, you know, that really knocks it out of the park. It was a good foundation. So that looks awesome.
Long ago.
Oh, the multiplayer mode.
Demons terrorized the land and subjugated its people. They were known as the Spider, the Oni, the Kitsune, and the Snake. Many fought back. Many
Up to 4-player co-op. Last time it was a free update. I'm guessing this is too.
Nothing can stop a true warrior from vengeance, not even death.
Legends. Free DLC. That's just cool. Appreciate that.
Who do you think will come out on top?
Sorry, I'll let the copyrighted song play out. Otherwise, YouTube will like shut the stream down while we're watching it. So I have to, you know, Kojima likes his music. Yeah, he even posted pictures of him editing the trailer, of course. Like, yeah, I should have known. Okay. Bad Robot.
Hi, I'm Mike Booth from Bad Robot Games, and game director of 4Loop. As a game designer, a core goal of mine has always been to make game experiences that offer interesting surprises and unpredictable moments that never get old.
Why not stream on Twitch? We do as well. You can watch over there if you want.
Urgent, challenging, 4-player combat sandbox where you and your friends succeed through cooperation and improvisation, and where no two runs are ever the same. At the heart of 4Loop is a probability map, which combines alien technology and human ingenuity to plot your best path forward to defeat the invaders. Each node represents a different mission with its own risks, rewards, and surprises. Everyone votes to choose the next mission. Once you've chosen a node on the probability map, your team will teleport into the mission. You may have to collect mission-critical resources, or even rescue survivors that can offer cool upgrades from your gear, all while trying to avoid the alien forces constantly sending drop pods and kill bots to stop you.
Well, portals are cool.
We've worked hard to ensure that there are tons of items to choose from, and a lot of strange creatures and mysterious things to encounter. For example, this weird alien plant is called a blink root, where you can collect a blink berry, which will teleport anyone who touches it to a random, distant location. All the various enemies, weapons, items, and mission objectives are all designed to interact with each other in dynamic ways that create emergent gameplay and endless, replayable chaos. That means your decisions really matter, and creativity and improvisation are key. We really want players to try things and think outside the box, like hacking an alien terminal to provide intel to the rest of the team, or being bombarded by killbot drop pods, or barely escaping with your life. And if you do die, don't worry. So long as one of you makes it back to home base, you'll be reprinted and ready to try again.
Reprint
Home base is a place for your team to readjust their strategy, evolve your loadout, and choose rewards from an increasing array of powerful gear and upgrades. Each act of the probability map culminates in one of multiple boss battles. This is the Scanner Boss, a huge geologic surveyor that scans for flux deposits to harvest. Its scan fields are very lethal, creating a dynamic obstacle course of lasers to avoid while attempting to destroy the boss itself. Because the scanner's body rotates like a 3D puzzle, you want to spread out and attack it from all sides. All, of course, while avoiding the slow-moving, lethal laser grids. Our goal here is to create something new, where every run has you yelling and laughing and saying, "I can't believe that just happened." We're currently in pre-beta, so there's still plenty of polish to come, and we need players like you to join us in upcoming playtests. Your feedback will be invaluable in helping us make this game truly great. We can't wait for you to play it for yourselves. Now, go and fail to save the world.
Not for me, but I will say it's good that they're getting feedback and asking for playtests and stuff. That's good.
That's the Earth.
You really can make everything with lunafilament, huh? Looks a bit like New York.
Is that a place on Earth?
Can't believe we haven't found any survivors.
I haven't seen anyone besides you since leaving the vault.
All alone, huh? I know the feeling.
Hey, Hugh. What
very
were you
trippy.
like as a kid?
When I was young, I was in an orphanage.
I like this
I was
way
a lot
more
like
than
you.
the space station thing, or moon
I had a few
station.
bumps along the way. But I had someone looking out for me. And now it's your turn.
Removal time exceeding estimates. Deploying reinforcements.
What in the...
April 24th. Okay. Yeah, I still find it very weird. Like, not necessarily in a bad way. I just like,
6 now.
huh.
6 survivors at Raccoon City, all dead from the same thing.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, try the demo for sure. See if you like
Victor
it.
purchased a building after Umbrella went under. The Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Center.
You okay? What does Victor want with you?
What do you mean?
He grabbed you for a reason. Did you find anything on Elpis?
Not yet. Nothing on the servers at the CIA or the Pentagon.
You are an ignorant fool.
Leon, we're running out of time.
Uh-oh.
Why me?
The team has settled on a person of interest. A former T-virus researcher.
Because my master made you who you are.
Raccoon City was where it all began for me.
I'm coming with you.
We can talk. What do you want to know?
I don't want any more regrets. Whatever it takes, count me in.
It's been a while since you've been back there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's close, guys. It's close.
Hi
It
everyone,
looks really good.
I'm Sean Benson.
And I'm Sid Schumann. We're back with a new batch of games on their way to PS5.
But before we begin, we wanted to highlight the upcoming release dates for both Pragmata and Resident Evil Requiem from Capcom. Both are coming soon to PS5 with support for PS5 Pro.
Now, let's return to the dark world of Nosgoth with an announcement for fans of Legacy of Kain. 2003's Legacy of Kain Defiance is being remastered by Crystal Dynamics and will be available to pre-order today. The final chapter in the Soul Reaver saga brings players into the conflict between the vampire Kain and his betrayed lieutenant, Raziel. This remaster boasts updated HD graphics, a new third-person camera, and wayfinding level maps, as well as bonus features like character skins.
Now, what do you have to tell me?
Lost levels, deep lore, photo mode,
I love the Lost Levels stuff.
The digital deluxe version of the game includes promotional comics and a playable demo of Dark Prophecy, the unreleased sequel to Defiance.
Given the choice, whether to rule a corrupt and failing empire, or to challenge the fates for another throw against one's destiny, what was a king to do?
Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered launches next month and will be available to pre-order starting today.
It's crazy seeing PS4 listed on stuff.
Brigandine Abyss is the latest installment in HappyNet's Brigandine series, which dates back to 1998 on the original PlayStation. This fantasy war strategy RPG tells the story of 6 heroes who rise against an empire invading with overwhelming power. Enjoy deep strategic gameplay with over 100 unit classes, including knights and new types of monsters. And countless hours of gameplay, with 6 main storylines and side quests across 24 nations.
Dude, this is one of those games that probably takes like 1,000 hours to see everything in, you know? These JRPGs don't mess around.
And you can wishlist it starting today.
Now let's head over to Koei Tecmo Games in Yokohama for an update on the Dead or Alive series.
こんにちは。シリーズプロデューサーの林です。本日はデッドアライブシリーズが新たなアップデートとともに復活することを発表させていただきます。
無限転身の名にかけて。
本作「デッドアライブ6ラストラウンド」はオリジナルの「デッドアライブ6」をベースにダウンロードコンテンツとして追加配信したキャラクターをセットにし、プレイステーション5用の最適化、新規コスチュームの追加、新たなフォトモードの追加を行ったタイトルです。今後も新キャラクターや新コスチュームの配信など継続的なアップデートを予定しています。発売日同日に基本無料版も展開予定ですので、シリーズを遊んだことない方もぜひご体験ください。
あなたに私は倒せない。
Well, that's cool. I wonder what they mean by that. Do they mean trial, or like it just doesn't include some of the DLC characters or something?
対戦アクションゲームシリーズです。数多くの作品を世に送り出して今年で30周年になります。そのタイミングでこういった発表できることを大変嬉しく思います。では最後にこちらの映像をご覧ください。
Sorry, the camera freeze. They know what they're doing.
デッドアライブシリーズ最新作も開発始動しました。続報お待ちください。
Oh yeah, here we go. Ooh. Control resonant.
Zoe, I see the spotlights.
And you're getting closer. Listen, Dylan, we're getting distress calls from the theater, but research thinks we might have a resident on our hands. No one should have survived
They said
that.
the thing.
Then I'll hurry.
Hello everyone.
I'm Mikael Kasurinen, and I'm the creative director of Control Resonant, the game-changing sequel to Control. What you are seeing here is an early mission captured from our in-development build. We play as Dylan Faden, our supernaturally gifted hero, in a version of Manhattan like you haven't seen before. We recently acquired Shift, an ability that empowers Dylan to seamlessly move through gravity anomalies and adapt to the world around him.
Bro. That's pretty freaking cool!
A set of different forms of Dylan's main weapon, the Aberrant, can take, and his supernatural abilities. There are a lot of different ones you can discover to suit your playstyle. While in combat, we encourage you to play aggressively, balancing between melee attacks and abilities.
Any updates for me?
Kind of. You'll know it when you hear it. Just try to stay alive out there, okay?
Dude, the sound design is so crunchy. I love it.
Almost there, Zoe. What the hell is that thing?
Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I hear something. I know where the Resonant is, Zoe. I'll call you back.
Resonants are the dominant threat in what's our most ambitious game to date. And we can't wait to share it with you later in 2026.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Long ago,
I can tell I'm gonna get a
you were
headache
made
playing
for
it,
this
but in a
night,
good way.
to
Hopefully.
save the age of man.
What the hell is
Half
even
human,
this?
half angel. They call you sin. I call you salvation.
Co-op. Crimson Moon. Looks fun. Where's GT6? Who's gonna tell him? Oh, this is the whatever Pokemon studio game. Can't remember the name. Game Free.
本題だ、上官。任務は分かっているが。
主の発見と討伐。
そうだ。
まさか進化したのか。
August 4th. Looks interesting.
Thanks
I think
to
that's a good
Fictions
spot for
and
it too,
Game
being in
Freak
August.
For that new look at characters and combat in Beasts of Reincarnation. It's coming to PS5 this summer.
Our next title debuted 3 decades ago alongside the original PlayStation, and it introduced the world to an iconic character. Today, Ubisoft and Digital Eclipse celebrate that legacy with Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition. This digital museum features 5 playable versions of the original game, including the 1995 PlayStation release, enhanced with new accessibility options. Discover the
fun.
secrets behind Rayman's development through a long-lost playable prototype, restored for the first time.
Oh, that's cool.
Plus,
That's
an
cool.
interactive documentary packed with unseen design documents and never-before-heard insights from the original creators.
Et à un moment, c'est Sony qui arrive en disant, bah voilà notre console, on va révolutionner le jeu vidéo.
That's super
Rayman
cool.
30th Anniversary Edition comes to PS5 digitally starting tomorrow, while physical editions will be available June 26th.
Cool.
Mina the Hollower is an action-adventure title from the creators of Shovel Knight.
Hell yeah.
Take control of Mina as she charges into a bizarre mission to save a cursed island. Whip foes into oblivion, burrow under hazards and monsters, and hunt down secrets in a pixel-perfect love letter to handheld gaming. Mina the Hollower's release date is on the horizon. The limited time demo will be exclusively available on PlayStation 5 tomorrow.
Oh, hell yeah. I love demos. Demos are great.
Set years before the events of the original game, this prologue tells the story of how Alba and the wolf cub Neva first met. Alba must earn the young wolf's trust and guide her through the blighted wilderness. Together, they will face new enemies and endure perilous trials, while confronting a monstrous force that threatens to tear them apart. Players can look forward to using new gameplay mechanics in all new locations.
It is beautiful.
Neva Prologue launches February 19th. Up next, a tactical stealth action title from Shueisha Games and Acquire, a team with ninja credentials dating back to the Tenchu series.
Okay. We want Starfield. Do we? Oh. Okay. Dude, if it's like black box missions, okay. Huh. That seems interesting. Uppies. I was like, is there a button to like let her kill you? Is that like... Okay. Yummy, sticky. What the hell is this? The bird that drinks tears.
We are the children of water, born of the goddess. You filthy creatures, faithless, soulless, unclean. This world was never yours to keep. How dare you stand in the way of purity, little king?
Dude, it's a killer chicken. I'm so here for this. Rooster, whatever, don't cancel me. It's literally the Family Guy cutaways, but a game. Black Myth Chicken, literally, dude. Hell yeah. God of chicken. Dude, this looks awesome. Chicken kill monkey. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Project Wildless in development. Bro, that looks fire. I don't know what that even was, but I'm there for that, dude. What?
Our newest racer has arrived.
Oh, it's the pod racing.
To the Galactic League.
Lies of Poultry, a
here,
Chicken Little
Why not
reimagining.
take part in a friendly exhibition race?
Did he say Brock? Windless? What did I say? Wildless? I can't read. You should know that by now. Oh, speeders.
Impeding! If they weren't holding me back right now, I'd have you frozen in carbonite!
Dude, do they have like an actual story for it? Pretty good.
Brace yourself!
007.
Bond is immature and
You may think I can't read. I watched a TikTok of a guy saying ooh 7. He thought it was 007.
Look, I know where this is
There's
going.
people like that out
Do you
there.
mind telling me why I'm here?
I would like you to join His Majesty's Secret Service.
You what?
I know all about your exploits in Iceland.
I strongly believe that there is a need for such heart and intuition in modern spycraft. That's the very reason I'm bringing back the double O's.
You mean the ooze?
Need I state the obvious? He is not ready.
That's a mistake. He sucks.
You're a rare breed, Bond. I should be interested to see what you do next.
009 will employ every manner of subterfuge to avoid capture.
Try not to draw attention to yourself.
Me? Housekeeping, I presume?
You seem the kind of guy who knows what he likes.
So you won't do anything stupid?
Of course not. I'm not an idiot.
Agents have very short life expectancy. And if you do get caught, we will deny ever having heard of you. How does that sound?
When do I start?
Looks baller. Feels Uncharted-y? Yes. Ooh, 7, first line. There you go. Wonder why it's called that. Okay.
I'm Peter Brown. I manage the game content team within Third Party Portfolio. We evaluate games coming from publishers all over the world, from indie to AAA. Those of us in the Third Party Portfolio team travel the world and meet with our partners. And it's even more exciting for me when those partners have been foundational to my own love of video games.
What a cool job.
And Konami is definitely one of those partners. I think a lot of people remember Konami for being with PlayStation in the very beginning, taking some amazing franchises that everyone already knew and loved, and injecting them with new technology and new ways of designing video games that we haven't thought of before. We were really impressed when Konami approached us with their list of announcements for today's State of Play. So to mark the occasion, we wanted to try something a little different. We join you today from Konami Creative Front Tokyo Bay, not only to share some really exciting reveals for upcoming games, but also spotlight some of the key talent behind them. We're really excited about the diverse lineup they've brought today, and we hope you will be too. Enjoy.
Okay. Metal Gear Solid. Oh.
There's one more thing I must do. One last punishment I must endure.
Outer Heaven. He's taken command of this immense army and is now preparing to unleash an insurrection.
Liquid's goal is to seize control of SOP, the Sons of the Patriot system that controls the soldiers.
Will you do this for me? Will you terminate Liquid?
How long is my body gonna hold out?
When all of this is over, you'll have no choice but to accept death.
This is my final mission.
So began the war between Zero and Big Boss.
Do you understand, Snake? Any means necessary. Just stop Liquid's insurrection. Liquid! Guns of the Patriots!
Liquid! Me after Taco Bell, for real.
Because I knew where my loyalty belonged. Nukes. They're bringing nukes into Costa Rica.
We are not allowed to bear arms.
Please, you must drive them out of our defenseless country. As our deterrent.
Yes. It simply said Jack. Over and over.
Awesome. Is that you? Answer me! Bahas!
Coming out swinging. And digital soundtrack, screenplay, book.
メタルギアシリーズ制作プロデューサーの岡村典明です。メタルギアファンの皆様、大変お待たせいたしました。プレイステーション3向けのみで発売されていたメタルギアソリッド4ガンズ・オブ・ザ・パトリオットがプレイステーション5でついに遊べるようになります。加えてプレイステーションポータブル、プレイステーション3向けに発売されたメタルギアソリッドピースウォーカーを含むメタルギアコレクションシリーズの第2弾となっております。メタルギアサーガのラストを飾る伝説の作品を最新ハードでぜひ体感してください。そして、現在発売中のメタルギアソリッドマスターコレクションボリューム1につきましても最後のアップデートを実施いたします。初代プレイステーション向けに発売されたメタルギアソリッドには高解像度設定を追加し、ご覧のように映像が美しく文字も読みやすくなりました。またメタルギアソリッド3スネークイーターについてもさらなる高解像度化を実現しております。本日よりアップデート配信開始となりますので、この機会にぜひメタルギアソリッドマスターコレクションボリューム1も体験してみてください。さらに、今回の発表を記念いたしましてメタルギアシリーズの始まりの物語メタルギアソリッドデルタスネークイーターも特別なセールを実施しています。 50% オフという大変お求めやすい価格で購入できますので、この機会にぜひ楽しんでください。これからもメタルギアシリーズの展開にご期待ください。そして最後にこちらの映像をご覧ください。
Okay. They're gonna do something new? Octodad! I wasn't that far off. Oh my god. You could have given me 1,000 guesses and I never would have guessed that this is what they were doing. Looks great though. Huh. Oh, and a demo too. That's cool. Yeah, it looks really cute. Castlevania 40th.
In the name of His Most Royal Majesty, by the grace of God, the King of France. So now, we appeal to you, Trevor Belmont, last of House Belmont.
ご覧いただきありがとうございます。キャッスルバニアベルモンドカースプロデューサーの谷口勉です。今回見ていただいた映像はキャッスルバニアシリーズ40周年記念第1弾となるキャッスルバニアベルモンドカースのアナウンス映像です。これまで我々のチームは多くの方にキャッスルバニアに触れていただきたいという思いでシリーズの過去作を最新ハードでプレイしていただけるようにいくつかのコレクションタイトルを配信してきました。また多くの素晴らしいパートナーとコラボレーションにも取り組んでまいりました。そしてやっと本日新しいゲームについて皆様に報告できるところまで来ました。そのことがすごく嬉しいです。今回のタイトルではイビルエンパイアモーションツインという才能と情熱にあふれるシリーズへの愛を持ったスタジオとともにプロジェクトに取り組んでいます。これまでのシリーズらしさを大切にしながらも新しいアイデアと現代的なゲームプレイを取り入れることでキャラクターのアクションはよりダイナミックで爽快に仕上がっています。シリーズファンの方はもちろんぜひ遊んでくださいと思っておりますが、まだキャッスルバニアに触れたことがないという方にもぜひ楽しんでほしいです。発売は2026年を予定しておりますので続報を楽しみにお待ちください。
Intergalactic?
Listen to me. You can't stay in this room forever. I can't stay in this room forever. I know this is going to be hard. But you have to come back to me. Come back to me, Simon.
Yeah, Silent Hill something. I saw red and what looked like a Walkman, and I was like, oh, Intergalactic.
I woke up in the water again. But this time it's different. I keep trying to fix what happened. But no matter what I do,
You can't fix it. It doesn't let us change things. You did what you did.
Silent Hill Townfall. IV Bag, the game. Yeah, so the leaks and rumors were true. They're doing a showcase right after.
A world shrouded by lightfall. Shining drops of light that bring death as they fall.
I'm sorry. The text of like, I refuse to accept an ending like this, my brain just went through a whole process of like, what if you could, like, if they released a game that everybody hated the ending of, they just allow you to buy another copy of a, like, the same game with an alternative ending. So it's like, you know, Pokemon one color or the other color. You know, like they just have two versions depending on what you like. So it's like The Last of Us Part 2. Happy times. You just buy it. But this time, Ellie stays home. Joel's fine. He pops a cap. Abby's dead. And it's like a farming sim. I'd be down with that.
Beat you here and stop the lightfall.
Rev Noir. Okay. To be clear, everybody, there's about 9 minutes left in the show. They said it's an hour. So they probably have time for 1 or 2 more trailers and then a deep dive into something.
皆さんこんにちは。
Or maybe
プロ
just
デューサーの
one
門井で
deep
す。
dive.
ティザートレーラーの方はいかがでしたでしょうか。レブノワールは完全新作の JRPG です。私自身を含め JRPG を愛し続けてきたメンバーが情熱を持って開発したタイトルとなります。仲間との出会い、成長、そして JRPG には大事な心揺さぶられるような展開、こちらを大事にしてナラティブというものを表現しようと突き進めております。新しい冒険が始まるというワクワク感、ぜひ楽しんでいただけると思います。今日、お届けした映像は本当に一部の一部で、レブノワール続報がこれからもどんどん出ていくと思いますので、ぜひ、楽しみにお待ちいただければと思います。
Okay. Konami had a lot. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Not actual gameplay.
A man with your skill set must be able to move unconstrained, unrestricted.
Is that an Omega? Is this another 007 game?
He must be
Wait, is this John Wick?
Capable.
Is this John Wick? No way. It totally is.
He must be grounded, stable, constant.
Classic.
I believe you are ready, sir. Yeah.
Bro. This is pretty good. This is pretty good.
Good morning, New Cascadia. This
Oh, are they
is
finishing
Joy,
on Marathon?
Your community outreach liaison. It's a lovely day outside.
That was a good one. That was good.
It's quiet. Very quiet. Rainfall is expected to begin in the early afternoon and last until a long time. For those who did not wake, your restless dreams endure. So small among the stars. Breathe softly. Do not worry. Peace is upon you. And I am here to walk with you into its embrace.
Mayday! Mayday! This is General David Reed of the new Cascadia colony on Tau City 4. Whoever's listening, whoever's out there, We need anything. Weapons, supplies, a way out, a way back. Mayday, Mayday. This is down the creek. Tau City. I feel like I'm praying. We've had to do things to survive. Things I never would have. We're monsters. We're all monsters.
Embrace. Embrace. One step. Embrace. Embrace. One step. Embrace.
Mayday! 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 Mayday!
It's a cool trailer. It just makes me really wish there was a story mode. You know, Server Slam, February 26th. Okay. Let people actually try it before it launches. That's good. I think that's a good idea. Like, that stuff is so cool. I'm like, I just wish there was a story.
Hey everyone, my name is Joe Ziegler and I'm the game director on Marathon. Today we're excited to announce our Server Slam from February 26th through March 2nd, where you can join us on Tau Ceti and help test Marathon on PlayStation 5 and other platforms. Our Server Slam features an introduction to the survival gameplay of Marathon, giving you a chance to explore the dangerous world of Tau Ceti and unlock rewards for the full release on Thursday, March 5th. For all PlayStation Plus players, we're also excited to share a collection of unique weapon charms that pay homage to some of our favorite PlayStation games, including Helldivers 2, Death Stranding 2, and Ghost of Yotei, all available at launch. From everyone here at Bungie, thank you for joining us on this journey. We'll see you on Tau Ceti starting February 26th.
It does look way better than it did. We'll see. Do you think they have one more thing? Do you think they have one more? Or is that it? Final predictions in chat. One more thing, or is that it?
Hey, I'm Brett. And I'm Kristen. Thanks to Bungie for that new look at Marathon, coming to PS5 on March 5th, with the Server Slam running February 26th through March 2nd.
Now let's check in on what's coming to PlayStation Plus over the next few months.
Okay.
Up first, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 swings into game catalog next week. Developed by Insomniac Games in collaboration with Marvel Games, be greater together as Peter Parker and Miles Morales. Let's go! In this thrilling sequel, the Spider-Men must balance their personal and heroic responsibilities while protecting the city from iconic villains.
All Miles talks about is how to be a better Spider-Man. How to help you.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 joins the PlayStation Plus.
I see a lot of one more. Do you think there's one more? I'm gonna be real.
PlayStation Plus Classics catalog.
Okay, I'm gonna say I don't think they'd end it on the PlayStation Plus Classics catalog, right? Like, I think there's one more thing. It might be Intergalactic. Because my prediction was like, or if you remember, in December they had to crunch to get a demo done for executive review. Maybe they're gonna show that. I don't know.
The original PlayStation version of Time Crisis brings arcade action to the Classics catalog in May.
That's fine.
This version also offers gyroscopic aiming with the DualShock 4 or PS5 DualSense control, simulating the original light gun experience.
Time Crisis. Let's see. We won Todd. I thought we would have had Starfield by now, but dude, if that's the final, that's
Hang out
funny.
and get lost with your friends in an open world full of challenges, puzzles, and playful discoveries.
Big Walk by House.
That's all for me and Brett, but we still have a lot more cool stuff to show you, including brand new Saros gameplay.
Housemarque's next action game
They still
releases
have a lot
April
more?
30th, and creative director Gregory Loudon has even more systems and combat to break down. Let's take a look.
Okay. They might finish it on Starfield, guys. You might not be wrong.
What is that for you, Arjun?
Finishing the mission.
keeping people safe.
Oh, my John. I know you better than that.
Hey everyone, I'm Gregory Loudon, Creative Director at Housemarque. Today we're excited to show off our Comeback Stronger features and Eclipse gameplay running on PlayStation 5. In Saros, you step into the shoes of Arjun Devraj, performed by the brilliant Rahul Kohli, who is discovering the hostile shape-shifting planet of Carcosa. As you encounter a variety of ever more brutal hostiles, death is inevitable. But in Saros, death only means that you will come back stronger. Welcome to the passage. You are not on your own. Interacting with the survivors of Echelon 4 will help you understand the mysteries of Carcosa.
I can't believe so many are gone. They didn't all die. Some of them changed.
This is Primary, the voice of Soltari. Here you can engage with our permanent progression systems to upgrade your armor's attributes and acquire special perks. With Carcosan modifiers, you can adjust your experience by, for example, making hostiles tougher, weaker, or even removing the second chance ability entirely. However, all adjustments you choose must be kept in balance to ensure a consistent challenge level.
Huh.
Primary also allows you to teleport directly to any biome that you have unlocked.
That's
this means
interesting.
getting back into the action quicker. It also means easier replayability the further you get into the world. Using the teleport, you can now quickly restart the selected biome and get back to where you were. And now it's time to take another shot at what killed you the first time around.
I can see some people hating that though, because some people love how hardcore
Eventually,
it was,
you
know.
come across an alien device. By using it, you discover that it calls the Eclipse. The Eclipse corrupts the world. It's a complete escalation of our gameplay, our audio, and our visuals on Carcosa.
That's cool.
Hostiles now shoot corrupted projectiles, which reduce your maximum armor integrity, but you can restore it by using your power weapon. Weapons and artifacts also become corrupted, which alters them in both positive and negative ways, which ramps up the challenge. We can't wait for you to play Saros when we launch on April 30, 2026.
Seems like they definitely are trying to make it more approachable, you know? Interesting. I'm looking forward to trying it. I'm surprised they're kind of lightening up on how hardcore it is.
The air trembles. Mother Earth herself senses the coming battle. The world may hate us, we still have to save it. A true team is unbreakable! You cannot stand against the storm. Feel the power of Mother Earth.
There's been a lot of fighting game announcements. That's funny. It's 90 minutes? Oh, well, there you go. Luke lied about the time of the stream, apparently. To be fair, I also thought it was yesterday. Okay, so if you guys are saying it's actually 90 minutes, well, then we got plenty of runway.
I'll show you how the X-Men get it done. You're cooked, Bob.
No Wolverine yet? My understanding is Wolverine is not going to be here. They said spring, and spring isn't until March, so it's not quite time for Wolverine, I don't think.
Technology. Prepare to be disassembled. Surrender to avoid further danger.
Let's finish this.
We are stronger together!
Well, there you go. I'm not a fighting game person. I never got into them.
マーベル闘魂ファイティングソウルズ最新のトレーラーお楽しみいただけましたでしょうか。本当にお待たせしてしまいましたけども、こうして一番初めに X-Men のチームトレーラーを発表できたこと本当に嬉しく思っています。
We're super stoked to introduce the mutants as the newly formed unbreakable X-Men into the world of Marvel Tokon.
マジックは中間距離を大きな剣で制しながらテレポーテーションで裏回りしたりなど多彩なトリッキーな動きをすることができます。
Think of Wolverine as an unstoppable savage tank. Some of his claw swipes have armor on them, so he's literally going to be able to shred through opponents' attacks.
デンジャーは体のいろんな部分をですね武器に変形して戦うことができるキャラクターです。
She's trained the X-Men over years through battle simulation. So as a zoner in this game, she's going to set up so many traps that her opponents are going to feel like they're running an obstacle course.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be real. I don't know fighting games enough to know if this looks good or bad. I just have no idea.
20キャラクターのプレイヤブルを実装しまして2026年8月6日に発売いたします。
Pre-orders open next week, so please check out our variety of editions and goodies, and we can't wait to share with you some more info.
Please check it out and stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Okay. The spin-off, the 2.5D. Oh, re-release, remasters.
Your son
Yeah, buddy.
has returned.
The God of War trilogy. Remake. What's it look like? Are we gonna see?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening, people?
Oh, the OG.
It is OGTC. That's right, the original God of War. Yeah, I'm back, baby. And I'm thrilled to bring you some exciting news about the series today, starting with that teaser that you just saw, yeah? Now look, we are happy and excited to finally confirm that, the Greek trilogy remake is now in development. Yeah, man.
It's in development.
I know.
Okay.
Sit down. Now look, this project is still in the early stages, so it'll be a minute before we get back to share another update, right? But I'm telling you, next time we come back, we coming with something big, baby. Yeah. And in addition, since we're approaching the last few months of God of War's 20th anniversary year, we couldn't let it close without one last surprise. Now, this announcement is a passion project that will let you experience God of War's signature brutal combat, rewarding exploration, and heartfelt storytelling like you've never heard it before. I'm telling you. That's all you get. So, thank you for 2 strong decades of support, and we can't wait for you to see what we've got cooking to keep the next 20 years surprising, fresh, and fun as hell to play. Yeah, all right, you can watch it now. Go. Why are you still here? Go. Go!
Yeah, here we go. Let's see it. mega cat.
Before I was a father. Before I was a god. I was
Prequel.
a Spartan.
Dude.
Spartans! Our duty is to Sparta. Fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision. Press your attack! Don't relent! Never on our backs! Never left behind! Always united!
Yatta!
The legendary saga of gods and monsters, of tragedies and triumphs, of destruction and redemption begins here.
Heroes, be ready for Sparta!
Sons of Sparta. This year.
This
Oh.
is only the beginning.
Just gonna shadow drop it. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so like I've been talking about that for a while because it leaked in rumors and stuff, so we knew about that. I'm guessing for people that didn't know anything about that, like we have one more surprise for God of War, that probably came as like a what? But we heard about it before. Look at the chicken, dude. Doom, doom, doom. Is that where they're finishing it? Dude, Chicken of War was like the surprise one for me. You lied about good things. I said I thought Starfield was going to be here and it wasn't. So really, you should be thanking me because there you go. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so overall, give me your score out of 10 in the chat across all of them. For me, a couple of fun surprises. I didn't think we'd see Kina, whatever the name for it was. Kina looks fire. You remember? Oh, come on. No, where is it? Yeah, this one looks fire. I'm excited for this one. Chicken of War was, I think, the standout for me. I know that's not what it's called, but I choose to call it that because I that's how I'm gonna remember it always. But that's also like in development, in the works. But like, you can't tell me this doesn't look fire. You know, like, come on, dude. You're playing as basically God of War, but a chicken. What more could you possibly ask for? As for like the big ticket stuff, Saros again, I'm interested there to see what that's actually like. John Wick was far and away the big, like, what? So that's cool. I'm glad to see that. Wishlist now. Other things, like a lot of throwback stuff. The God of War stuff, the remake trilogy, that's a trilogy that frankly deserves a remake, so I'm glad to see that they're doing it. It's too bad it's still early, so it's going to be a while before we hear anything, but it's cool to see that they're bringing back the OG Kratos. That's cool. I do think that this shadow dropping, that's interesting. I'm going to have to go download it and try it. Like I said, I mean, we knew that was happening, but I'm guessing for people that didn't know this was happening, this would be a bit of a like fake out because you're expecting like God of War. And this does not play like God of War, like the classics or the new ones. So it's probably a bit surprising, but I'm still intrigued to try it. I'm interested. Marathon, I know it was rumored, people were expecting maybe they would shadow drop the play test, but they're not doing that. They're doing it on the 26th. I do think it looks way better, and I do think it'll have a lot of mainstream appeal if they can really get more of the casual crowd to jump in, taking a break from Arc Raiders and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Overall, I think it was solid. Control, I think, was also a standout for me. This one just is trippy and crazy, so I'm excited to try that. But I think it was a solid show. No like big, as far as I can tell, like hit it out of the park home runs of like this is gonna be all anybody's making videos about for a week, but still a solid show. I think solid show. Yeah, Kina, RE9, John Wick game, Chicken Little. I'm sold. Yeah, they had a lot of Konami stuff. Yeah. Yeah, overall, I think it was really solid. I think it was a solid show. Not a whole lot of like massive surprises except for that John Wick thing. I did not see that coming. I vaguely remember seeing a tweet speculating maybe that was coming, but still like very impressive to see that didn't totally leak, because I could have seen that just totally, spilling everywhere. But Anyway, let me catch up on these real quick and see what you guys are saying. Aham, thank you for the sub over on Twitch. Appreciate you for that. Also, Danny, thank you for that. And Useful Egyptian, thank you for the sub. In addition to Jarius Birius and Alex for the subs over on Twitch. Thank you, my friends. Over on the YouTube side of things. Let me see. Let me scroll. Some of these super chats you sent, I'm going to be honest, they're not really going to make sense now. So I'm sorry. Like this one, SBJ sent $2 and said, dudes were huffing their own farts. Not sure. Maybe that was with regard to Highguard stuff. Maybe, I'm not sure. Let's see. Millennial Financial Curse tells you everything you need to know. So sick of the "it's not our fault, it's your fault" mindset in gaming. It's just in business in general. Scotty, sorry, not Scooty, I can't read. Thank you for the membership. Sorry, I'm a bit behind on the stream, but at this point, the question should be why about Christmas Desert is what we can't do. What else? Not what else. Yeah, I mean, really, they're doing kind of everything. PC state of play when? I still think that they're going to be doing a PC launcher for PlayStation. Like I personally think, yeah, I think that that's gonna eventually come. Personally, it just makes too much sense, and Sony is just worried enough about margins to do that. I think. Why wasn't Fair Game $sign there? I'm not sure Fair Game $sign still exists. Frankly, it could have been canceled and it wouldn't shock me, dude. It really wouldn't. The concept for Highguard was just bad, appealing to investors with hodgepodge game mechanics, out of touch with gamers and what they want with multiplayer games. Kind of feels like that. I don't know where the money came from, but there clearly was a disconnect. Nico says, thank you for the 10. I'm old enough to remember when playing a demo on a demo disc was enough to let me know if a game was for me or not. Now you don't even get demos. You got to watch a trailer. Zaith, thank you for the $20 super chat. Appreciate you. Oh, we did read that one. Thank you. Vessel, thank you for that. In an oversaturated genre, launching a free-to-play game via Shadow Drop without any CBT or OBT and without building it alongside players is basically suicide, not even counting the hype multiplayer title with the Titanfall tag. Yeah, that's going to get you in trouble if you try to do that. When can we expect a Jeff apology for Highguard? I do not know. Probably not getting it. Kyle, thank you for that. 100K on Steam. Tried it. At the end of the day, whatever the discourse is, it's fun. People will say, if it's fun, people will say, we've seen this over and over again. Yeah, I think if you make a good game, people will play it. The State of Rent is about to start. Yes, we did watch that. Management didn't design the cringe characters. Management paid for them. And also with Highguard, were the characters a problem? I don't think so. I mean, the haircut, people joking about the free-to-play haircut, that was a thing, but I don't think the character designs were bad. Is that what some people are saying? I don't see that at all. Let's see. Okay, I read that one from Mike. Appreciate you. The Finals is an actual example of a game that has done the exact thing well and survived it, not made by a large AAA studio. Well, they just slowly built it up and didn't spend 200 million and then expect people to throw money at them at the start. I'm being called a Highguard dev for saying I like the game, for instance. The game wasn't for everyone, but the dev said it was. Yeah. Kino Man Sky, are they so used? Oh, we did read that one. Doc Glock, thank you for that. Q, yet another failure, and the reason behind it being clear evident, followed by people that don't learn anything from it. Yeah, probably. Let's see, read that one. Sorry guys, we're catching up. We're getting there. I told you I'd read all of them. Diego, thank you for that membership. S35, I love how they say you didn't give us a chance to take your money. It's your fault. That is kind of the approach a lot of these companies have. Kung Fu Chicken, dude, there's a trailer. He sent this super chat 5 minutes into the state of play and said, this looks great. Combat tickling my brain. I think it was about the Kina game, but bro, I bet you had a great show. Like for real. I bet you're jumping up and down. Kung Fu Chicken, bro. I wonder if he's still here. The Emir, thank you for the 5 DS2, same day as Crimson Desert. Why do you do this? Yeah, that was mean of them. That was very mean of them. GIB, thank you for the 2. Please no more samurai games. Please no more, dude. There's more. Mr. Mo, thank you for the 2. Lies of Poultry, a Chicken Little reimagining. Dude, unironically, if it was branded like that, I'd be there for it. Lafayette, watch brand placement in a John Wick game. They also do that in James Bond a lot. It's why I thought it was James Bond initially, because I was like, an Omega watch? Because that's the James Bond watch, is an Omega. I'm totally fine with that. I kind of hope that they do a limited edition watch that's a collectible for the game, because I love that kind of thing. I'm pro going to get hate, but why do they keep remaking these Snake games? They are just nostalgia baiting. Well, nostalgia baiting works to get money, and if people like it, they'll eat it up. And honestly, bro, if they were to shadow drop like a Freedom Fighters remake or a Red Faction remake, I'd be there. I'd be spending the money, even if it's not fantastic. I'd be going at it. So, can't judge. Is it just me, or has games tanked? I just don't see very many good games anymore. A lot of slop, few good ones coming, but it's a lot more rare than before. Thank you for the 5 wrapped. And frankly, or rap god. Frankly, I think there's way more good games than ever before. I just think the bad games are a lot more visible now. They used to just flop and then disappear and you'd never hear about them because they'd end up in the bargain bin at Walmart. Nowadays, they get tons of videos and streams made about them. So I think it's not that there's not as many good games. I think it's just that the bad games are more visible and end up being promoted on the feed and everything. So, yeah, in my opinion, it's never been a better time to be a gamer. There's a lot, except maybe if you're trying to get into the hardware. Not a great time to be buying a PC. I grant you that for sure. But in terms of like the actual quantity and availability of good games, there's a lot. DBZ, thank you for the 5. I thought it was a great show, but Twitter will tell me it's terrible. So what do I know? Yeah, that's a good point. And then lastly, Korea, thank you for the 5. Did you watch the new Crimson Desert Life in Pywell video? We did at the start of the stream. You can go back, but Jacob will also be clipping it as a segment. So don't you worry about that. We will see it there. Okay, fam, we are caught up. We are caught up. You missed my sub like 90 minutes or 2 hours ago. Your sub or membership? Well, thank you for your membership. Hold on, let me see if you sent a message too. Sorry, you guys went crazy today. I was not able to keep up at all. Oh, this one, Souljacker also sent 10 and said, hey Luke, I bought a replacement Ouya since my old one is in my bathroom doorstop. Can't wait for the Crimson Desert port soon. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling. Oh, there it is. Thank you for your membership, Juck Juckson. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Luke must be disappointed. No pyramids. I'll survive. I'll survive. It's okay. Dev update about Windless at the Crafton YouTube page. Crafton, Windless. It's limited. It's age limited. I'll sub to that. Get all the latest news. They have a website up for it. Accept all. Forge your own legend. It's a new open world action RPG set in the high fantasy world of the bird that drinks tears. Step into the mythic age and rise as the recon warrior that founded the Arjit kingdom. War at scale, freedom at heart. Oh, and then they have like a full video. Maybe we do like a full deep dive into this. This seems interesting. This one's crazy. I do like the idea that it's a Chicken Little when he grows up. Chicken Little reimagining. Are you going to watch the Silent Hill transmission in 35 minutes? I can't. I have a family obligation after this. So, yeah, there we go. There we go. Anyway, guys, this was insane. I appreciate the gosh darn heck out of you guys. We had like, 8,500 people chilling with us. It was wild. I appreciate you guys being patient while we work through these. Yeah, it was a really good time. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me before while we talked about Crimson Desert and we talked about the Highguard dev. It's a good time to be a gamer. No massive crazy surprise announcements, but I think overall it was a solid show. The Billy Hatcher sequel looks wild. Oh god, am I missing something? What's that a reference to? Who is that? Oh. I see. Okay. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. I got you. That's funny. Good reference. That's good. Okay. And then also H-Man, thank you for the 10. Do you think most of these games will hit PC as well? I think a lot of them. That seems to be the new modus operandi. So I think that's definitely going to be the common thread for pretty much all of these. You even heard Joe Ziegler talking about Marathon. He's like, we can't wait for you to play Marathon on PlayStation 5 and other platforms. So that's going to be the approach, I think. Marcus, thank you for the 5 as well. Do you think the God of War remake trilogy will release around the same time as the Amazon show? Probably. That would be my guess. I think that's probably why it's been greenlit. So it's probably like 2 years away, maybe. Ish, but that would time out nicely, or they'll time it for like season 2 of the show if the show does well, something like that. Okay, appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Luke, we need an I tried for the new God of War thing, the new mini God of War. Well, I'm gonna download and try it, and if there's enough to talk about, I'll do it. I just don't know because I haven't installed it, but I'll go install it. Gucci gang. I appreciate you guys. Much love. I'm gonna pee my pants if I don't go and end the stream now, so I'm gonna go do that. Much love. I will see you next time. We'll be back possibly tomorrow. I have to see where we're at. Okay, much love. I'll see you then. Seriously, I'm about to explode. Much love. I appreciate you guys. Have a great night. Mwah.